Morning, the show Phoenix Magazine readers voted #1 talk radio show in Arizona.
#1 during your morning commute.
#1 whenever news breaks during your day.
And #1 whenever and wherever you want to talk sports.
Now it's time for Monty in the Morning.
Hey, yo, man, it's Friday, baby. Let's go. February 10th, 2023. It is our distinct pleasure to be with you this morning. Hope you are well. Hope you enjoyed the NBA trade deadline. The Eastern Conference did not. Did the Utah Jazz get the NBA trade deadline right? We are absolutely going to dive headfirst into that. What's the latest with Russell Westbrook? Why haven't we heard about a buyout yet? I have the details on that. I also have a story on why one particular player was the reason that the Phoenix Suns were able to trade for Kevin Durant. How about it again, Jake? Come here. Lean over here. Come here. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, we can retire at this point and we'd be fine.
We get more love. And we will absolutely be taking a victory lap while telling you we told you so.
Okay.
Because we're going to talk Pac-12 football today and what is going on with the Pac-12 Conference's TV deal. Who should they be targeting in expansion? Why hasn't a deal happened yet? We have all of that straight ahead on the Monty Show.
The Monty Show.
As usual, we are presented by our good friends at The Advocates. TheAdvocates.com, your only choice when you are looking for an injury attorney. The Advocates, they never charge you a consultation fee. You never pay retainers. No, at The Advocates, you don't pay until The Advocates win your case. Chat with an attorney live online right now at theadvocates.com. Jake, the NBA trade deadline's come and gone.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Like when I say, hey, what do you think of the trade deadline? What comes to mind?
I mean, I think for the Jazz, they had a decent deadline. I think that this whole, situation and getting involved in a third team and moving out some of these guys, it's going to have a big benefit to the guys who are still here because they're going to get a lot more minutes. I think the flow of the offense will be a little different. Things will change. You look at Colin Sexton now, he's going to get a bunch of more minutes and more opportunity to basically run this team. That's really what it is. I disagree that it's his team. I think this is Laurie's team, if I'm being honest, but here nor there, these guys are going to run the team now. The Mike Conley days are over in Utah, as we all are well aware. So I think from that standpoint, it's fine. I still find myself personally struggling with this Jordan Clarkson situation. I was tweeting with people last night, and everyone seems to think that Jordan Clarkson's going to do this franchise a favor, and Jordan Clarkson is going to re-sign in the summer on some team-friendly deal or is going to find a way to work it out with the Utah Jazz. And I'm just telling you guys, I wouldn't have that expectation. I wouldn't have some expectation that JC is all of a sudden just going to want to work it out. I mean, the guy is in his 30s now. It's time to go and win a championship. It's time to be a big reason why a team wins a championship. That's where you're at in your career. So to me, overall, what do I think of the trade deadline? Yeah, the trade deadline from an NBA perspective was awesome, and there's a lot that we're going to talk about today. But for the Utah Jazz, I felt like there was a little bit of positive, but I was left wanting more for sure.
Isn't it interesting that this Jordan Clarkson non-trade by the Utah Jazz seems to be the biggest story about the Utah Jazz at the trade deadline? Not the $62 to $79 million in cap space. Not the fact that, you absolutely set yourself up to win a championship in the next 3 to 5 years, but that you didn't trade Jordan Clarkson. And sure, I understand it in sports. Overwhelmingly, it's usually about what you didn't do. But I feel like this trade deadline for the Utah Jazz was absolutely a smashing hit. I don't feel like this Jordan Clarkson situation is catastrophic. Now, ask me in July when Jordan Clarkson signs a multi-year extension with somebody and likely gets overpaid for value to value, I could have a different opinion then. But today, I don't know that trading Jordan Clarkson was any kind of catastrophic decision. Sure, would you have liked to add another first-round pick? Absolutely. Is it the end of the world? Absolutely not. I don't think this is a situation where you should be really upset about it. Or I think what you need to, as a Jazz fan, hang on to here is you did really well at the deadline. Yeah. You are now positioned with Danny Ainge at the helm to go out and get any single player you want to target and trade, you can likely make that deal happen. That's the reality of the situation. You have a really good remaining 4 guys, in my opinion, that likely, and when I say 4, really it's 3 that'll take you into the future. Maybe Jordan Clarkson. Who knows? Maybe he's part of that recipe. But you have a good group of guys. You have a lot of assets, Jake. I don't know how any Jazz fan can look at the NBA trade deadline for the Utah Jazz and think anything other than a home run.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, the cap space you mentioned there is obviously a huge success, and we talked all about that yesterday. You know, we had major disagreements in the comments section about, you know, whether the cap space actually meant that much or not, or how to feel about it or whatever. And I'm still on the positivity train with the cap space. I think, you know, from a financial operating perspective, you're very healthy now, and I think that that's what ultimately is really important, and I think it's a big win for the Jazz at the deadline. But it just worries me a little bit. I'm not hitting the panic button. I'm not saying that this is some huge deal, but what I am saying is that, you know, Ryan Smith, the owner of the Utah Jazz, is emotional about Jordan Clarkson. I mean, that much is very clear.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
Well, I mean, I think it's a good thing to a certain extent, but I think it can be a bad thing if you continue to hold on to guys that you shouldn't hold on to. I mean, this is the conversation we had about Mike Conley when they extended him. This is the conversation we had about Dennis Lindsey and Rudy Gobert. Like, we've seen this before. And so to me, it's like, I'm not sitting here saying Ryan Smith is doing a bad job or somehow he's a bad owner. I'm not saying that at all. I think he's done a pretty good job, but I just think dragging your feet on moving on from guys like Jordan Clarkson when you've got half the league reaching out to you about the guy just seems like a mistake. If you only had like 3 or 4 teams offering you value for JC, then I can be like, okay, yeah, I mean, you had 3 or 4 teams, but it's not like it's that big a deal. You had like 12 teams reaching out, dude.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't mind that Ryan Smith has emotions about his players. I do mind that they didn't trade Jordan Clarkson. And I know it's one of these more controversial things, you know, but I think you can't get tied up in the negatives around this team because there are so few. I think what you have to look at is the positives around this Utah Jazz team. And again, I would point to the Eastern Conference. I look at Toronto, and I have no idea because you didn't get better, you didn't get worse. You're the Chicago Bulls who didn't do anything. You're the Cleveland Cavaliers who didn't do anything. That's a little surprising. And if you are the Knicks didn't do a single thing. It's surprising because you're at a position where now, I think in this league, and I don't know what you guys think about this, but I think in this league, if you're standing still, you're making a mistake. There's something wrong because you're not standing still. You're sliding back because the entire Western Conference got by you yesterday. Facts. If you are the Boston Celtics and you watched the team that came into your building and win a championship, really, I think make a couple of moves that you could, describe as tweaks. The James Wiseman deal is a very good deal for them. Getting GP2 back in the fold in San Francisco is a very good deal for the Golden State Warriors. Like, they got a little bit better yesterday. I think you look at the LA Lakers. The Lakers got better. There's no way
no doubt
to argue other than to say they got better. Did you see what Austin Reeves did to Giannis last night? Like, I mean, this team now with Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt and a healthy Austin Reeves and LeBron sits out last night and they still take Milwaukee to the limit last night.
I'm for real.
Like, this team in the Lakers, they're better. Phoenix is unequivocally better. I don't know if you are New York, Brooklyn, I think, put themselves in a situation to compete sooner than later.
Yeah.
Now, Cam Thomas has to learn how to do post-game interviews. He made a huge mistake, which you can find on Jake's Twitter. But Brooklyn got unequivocally better at this deadline. Spencer Dinwiddie was awesome last night. I just think that if you didn't make a move, especially in the Eastern Conference, and I'm looking at you, Chicago, it is so hard to be a Bulls fan.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
My groin hurts on a day-in, day-out basis being a Bulls fan.
Yeah.
Like, being a Bulls fan is problematic.
Yes.
Because they did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and it continues a trend, and I think that, you know, if you're a Jazz fan looking around the league, like, you understand that the West had a big-time trade deadline. And that's almost okay. I mean, it's almost I hesitate to say it's inconsequential what the West did yesterday as far as the Utah Jazz are concerned, but it's not as though you were trying to win a championship this year and all of a sudden Phoenix came in and stole your thunder. Like that's not where the Utah Jazz are at. And I really feel like the Utah Jazz are uniquely positioned right now in the Western Conference to time up when these guys start aging out of the league with their rise to NBA championship aspirations. Because again, I'll keep saying this, like, enjoy LeBron while he's here, enjoy Steph while he's here, enjoy Kevin Durant while he's here. By the way, anybody notice that Kevin Durant's going back to 35 for his time in Phoenix? Love that, dude. And I know it's a little thing, I know it's only a jersey number, but I love that he's going back to sort of his roots as a player. I never was a big fan of number 7. I really liked 35. So to me, it's like, I just think there's a lot to be excited about in the league. And as Jazz fans, I hope that you're not still, or maybe not at all, on this sort of negative vibe based on what you see on Twitter. Because Twitter is very negative about this move, or about the moves that the Jazz made or whatever. But I don't think there's a big time reason to be negative. I think that the trades you made and the moves you made are just putting you in a position to go ring chasing 2 seasons from now. That's all it is. And if I said to you, hey, yeah, you're going to ship out Vando and Beasley, or excuse me, Threesley, so you can ring chase in 2 seasons, I think you would be okay with that. So I think the deadline was fine. Honestly, I think it was fine.
I do. I think it was fine. I think one of the more interesting stories coming out of Phoenix on the Kevin Durant trade is that the guy who actually made that possible is Deandre Ayton. And it's interesting. I was talking to an NBA source last night who said the only way that trade gets done is if Deandre Ayton, is a different guy than he was the last 2 years. And by all accounts, DeAndre Ayton's new attitude and his understanding of his impact on that club absolutely made the Kevin Durant trade possible, because we've heard so much about, hey, they want to move on. They want to move on. As soon as, the new owner comes in, they're going to move on. And yet they kept DeAndre Ayton and they added Kevin Durant. And now we know it's because DeAndre Ayton's had this renewed focus, this renewed professionalism. And I think you've seen that. He's never going to be better than serviceable on defense, in my opinion. I just don't think DeAndre Ayton's an elite defender. He's an elite offender. On the offensive end, DeAndre Ayton is arguably the most effective offensive player at the center position. It's him or Joel Embiid, in my opinion. And I think when you look at what DeAndre Ayton brings to the yard, he can play at all 3 levels. You wish he had the mean, fierce intensity that Joel Embiid had.
Let's settle this right now.
And really still has now. But, Jake, I think if DeAndre Ayton's your center offensively, you're going to be just fine, because I do think he is a different player this year.
Well, yeah, and I think for DeAndre Ayton, like having a guy like Kevin Durant on the wing for you, I think changes everything. I think that Kevin's going to space the floor for this team, and I think that that's sort of an underrated thing that hasn't been talked about a lot. Like, I love Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
Like, great players, awesome role players for what they do. But the defense doesn't have to play tight to those guys on the perimeter. You just don't. You can go and close out Cam Johnson. Like, that's how you would play defense. You would sag when the ball's on the other side of the floor, and then when it comes to the strong side, you're going to go and close out on him. That's how you're playing defense against him. But against a guy like Kevin Durant, the defense is oftentimes, I don't have to tell you guys this, you've seen it, they double him constantly. And you're telling me that there aren't going to be opportunities for Kevin Durant to skip past the ball over to Book in the corner, or find a way to swing the ball, and then, the defense loses Ayton on the backside. Like, there are so many opportunities that this team has now simply because Kevin Durant is a threat. And so to me, it's like, there's no excuse not to win a championship. Like, and I'm being serious. Like, you have every piece you need now to go out and beat the best teams in the league. And like I said yesterday, and I firmly believe this, I don't think this team will struggle to put it together on the floor the way the Nets struggled to put it together on the floor, or some of these other squads have.
Well, I just think you have more amenable players. I think if you look at, there's no doubt that the Suns are the winner at the deadline, in my opinion. Suns or Lakers, one of the two. I look at what you get with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, and that group. Like TJ Warden shouldn't go unrecognized in that deal, by the way.
And he will.
He probably will, but TJ Warren's going to be in position. He's going to have the ball in his hands with a chance to really impact their season. So he should not go unrecognized. But I think you have a lot of guys there, whether it's Damian Lee or whoever you want to point to. You have a lot of guys there who know how to play basketball. And that's the thing. When you can play individual ball, that's great. But you need a team game to win an NBA championship, and I think that's what the Suns are. All of our NBA and Utah Jazz talk on the Monty Show, presented by Quack Car Wash. Make sure you get to the Quack. I know you went yesterday.
Yes,
you got
amazing.
the Subi lit.
Yes,
finally. Now, can we just talk about your non-cleaning Subaru habits?
Okay, what do you mean,
Because
dude?
as a WRX STI douche,
Right.
I would think that you would value the new straight pipe catless system that was installed on the car many years ago now.
Right.
But your car has, how many car washes have you had this winter?
One. Yesterday.
I meant the entire winter.
Yeah, one.
With all the snow, record-breaking snow in November, December, January. I mean, like the entire season, how many car washes have you had?
One.
So how bad was the car?
Yeah, I mean, it was bad.
How bad was it? There was a layer of whatever awesomeness caked on the $8 gazillion exhaust system you put on that car.
Not too familiar with that.
Like the pipes at the back of your car.
I'm unfamiliar with it.
Because you had gotten piped.
Right, right.
There was a layer of death on those pipes.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, you go through Quack and the car gets washed. Ask for a muddy duck, rolled up. You guys know the drill. You roll up. It's why we tell you every day. You roll up. They've got a button-down shirt on, either a tie or a bow tie. They're really friendly. Hey, here's your dashboard wipe. But like you're in a great place. You drive through. Like it's perfect. Like what else is there to say?
And the car looks amazing.
Yeah.
Tanner says that's one more car wash than I've had this winter. Okay.
Yeah, but you can't take a train through a car wash.
Well, no,
dude.
he drives a 62 Plymouth.
Oh.
So,
Is that thing all-wheel drive?
I have no idea what he drives. I'm going to guess
this is inaccurate.
I'm going to guess Tanner Plummer is a Saturn driver or does not drive at all. Jared Jensen kicks us off this morning with a Craven Moorhead bomb.
Bro, well, is this the Friday vibe? Are we going to drop all of our asinine names that we sign checks with? Is that how we want to start the show?
Well, Jared also makes the salacious accusations that he saw you doing donuts.
What?
At the Maverick Center parking lot.
What? That is hurtful. I would never do that.
You thought that he wasn't doing donuts.
I would never.
Mainly because I never let him drive. Because we all know that when Jake drives, and again, this is just my humble opinion,
right?
Bad things happen to the atmosphere. There's Jake infecting Zion National Park.
Just to set the record straight, my car is not catless, by the way.
I'm sorry, what?
It's not catless.
Anyway, the point is, Jake went to Quack Car Wash. Do you have a name for your car? Is it Captain Douche Rocket?
No.
He took Captain Douche Rocket to the Quack Car Wash yesterday. It looks great. I will say you have exquisite taste in wheels and tires. They look great. I will say the shopping cart-like wing that is on the trunk lid.
That guy's definitely a dude.
I mean, it's got a shine on it now. I was rolling my handlebar mustache in it yesterday, and it was amazing.
Get a fast pass for Douche Mountain, because you're a douche.
Do you have to specifically wash the douche shelf differently on that car?
That depends the kind of mood you're in. I mean, look, I'll admit it. I don't wash the car on a weekly basis in the winter. I get my guy. I got a detail guy, comes out. Now, I haven't had him out in probably 2 months or so, and just because it's winter. But in the summer, that car gets detailed once a month, every month, bro, and it stays nice and crispy clean,
Arling, let's see. NY Monty fan says the best part of that video is someone filmed it for him.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Arlington Bears says, come on, man. My car gets washed 2-3 times a week.
Yeah,
Hello.
we get it.
I drive German.
Chris, are you driving an F-150 too?
The difference is, Jake, I drive German. You know, listen, if I don't know what Chris drives, but if he drives American, that's fine. You drive douche. So I get it. You don't,
When I get my Audi.
See what I did there?
When I get my Audi, and I will get my Audi, that car is going to be incredibly loud on purpose.
Capazzo says that that's not Zion National Park. Sir?
Technically, you're right, but it's next door.
Where is that?
It's Bryce Canyon. He's exactly right.
Oh, my God. I thought you... God.
What?
You told me that was at Zion.
Well, because it's Zion, but it's right next.
It's not Zion. That's not the same thing.
It's next door, dude. You guys are playing semantics now. Come on.
You guys, do you see what?
You guys are playing semantics.
It's not semantics.
For Buddy who lives in Oregon, that's Zion National Park. Okay.
It's not.
Can you do something?
It's Bryce. It's not Zion.
Okay.
Oh, my God. All right, let's get your comments in here as we talk NBA trade deadline. Let's see. Johnny Jelkala says at least Jake isn't fanning the groin. Okay.
I'm not really sure what that has to do with anything.
Let's see. Tanner says, Jake, you lied to your father. Oh, the horror.
I know.
Good morning, Giggity. Good to see you. Am I Monty fans? Oh, it's Bryce Canyon. Then it's all okay. No worries.
No
Light
worries,
it up,
man.
Jake.
Let's just burn
Light
it
it up,
into the
man.
ground, right?
Let's
Like,
go.
Let's
Let's
come
go.
on, dude.
The catless capital of the world, Bryce Canyon.
Come on.
I'm gonna get medieval on your ass.
That does not make it better. Tanner also says, by the way, in all seriousness, I drive a 2002 Toyota Camry. I am not surprised.
Yeah.
I am not surprised. MY Monty fan says, I'll have the duck douche, please. Exactly. Hey, hey, Jake, here's your dashboard wipe. How can we help you today? Yeah, I'd like the douche duck, please.
So I said, yeah.
Tanner says, Jake, you were doing donuts. You're the reason our climate is in crisis. You
I
ain't
don't know
wrong.
what you're talking about, bro.
He ain't wrong. Tyler says, sounds like tin cans rattling around.
Right.
I will say,
Right.
even though it is a douche rocket,
Right.
it's not different than Jeff Bezos' blue penis.
Right.
But your STI is arguably one of the nicest STIs in the state. Like, it's
I think
really,
it's really
nice.
nice. I mean, it's clean. Like, it's not
Upgraded suspension, upgraded pipe. I piped it.
Yeah.
As a dude, I love getting
I
piped.
bought the car and it just was silent. Like, there just wasn't any life to it. So I chopped the mufflers off and that was it.
Jake had lived in Utah for a month.
Right.
Pulls up in front of my house, comes inside. We do the podcast, goes upstairs. Mm-hmm. And when was this? 2 years ago now?
2 years ago, yeah.
Goes upstairs, walks out to his car, and this old man comes walking out. Hey, excuse me, sonny.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me, sir. And gets into Jake about how loud his car is. And that pulling up to the crib at 4 a.m. disturbs his sleep and a little pee comes out because it's so loud.
Well.
How did you handle that situation? An old man across the street from us was so mad at you for that.
Yeah, I mean, I quite literally just said, all right, I'll work on that. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
What's up, Teddy Wayman? By the way, Wayman Brothers Construction back at the crib yesterday. They are going to have to redo my tile floor, apparently, in my shower. Not redo it. There is going to be some... Teddy Wayman's going to have to drop, some beard hair on it and make it amazing.
What's up, big bro?
So...
Yeah, do your thing, Teddy. Yeah, can you just do your thing, please?
Tanner says, oh, great, here we go. More we told you so talk.
Can you do something for me?
We did tell you so. Wait till you see.
This one is more egregious, though.
Wait till you see.
This is next level.
Today's version of we told you so...
Yeah,
is
dude. I mean, come on.
I mean, it is next level. It is.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It's just irrefutable.
Yeah.
We told you so isms.
Anyway.
We are at 6:26 talking about the NBA and the NBA trade deadline. Let's get your comments in here. Eric and Raleigh says Gary Payton 2 back with the Warriors is hands down the best move of the trade deadline. I don't even disagree with that. You might obviously you're being sarcastic. what he meant chemistry-wise and spirit-wise to the Golden State Warriors, I think it's a really good pickup for them. Lopes fan Gabe, good morning. Good to see you. Daniel Westover says, since we're letting the young guys run, might as well bring up Juzang, who's been playing well. I agree.
Yeah.
Frank Jackson and Johnny Juzang should be in the NBA.
And again, if you're not in the membership Instagram group, we had a long conversation about it yesterday, dude, like talking about young guys and talking about the deadline. We were also, I think it was McKinley Cutler maybe, or I can't remember who it was that asked, maybe Troy Cushing, about, just how much draft capital the Jazz have now after the deadline. And we were talking about how they could use it. So, if you're not a member, you should definitely check it out because we had some pretty in-depth conversations.
Yep. Brent Terry says the Jazz blew it. There's absolutely no reason to keep Clarkson. Something is better than nothing, but at least we have a few months of Rudy Gay. I wonder, is Rudy Gay a buyout candidate? There has been no Rudy Gay news, and I can tell you, sources around the NBA yesterday told me that Kelly Olynyk just did not have value because he is just unable to move defensively. He has become a defensive liability, and I think those of us that watch pretty much every bounce of Jazz basketball, clearly we all agree with that.
100%.
I'm surprised he had no value around the league, and I think once you saw Plumlee get dealt to the Clippers, you knew that Kelly Olynyk was going to stay with the Jazz because I really think the Clippers were his best and only option.
Yeah.
And I feel like once they made that deal was done. But Rudy Gay, I just think has played so poorly for the Jazz. And it's not defense. It's not offense.
Right.
It's his inability to put the ball in the hole. And it's his pouting that I've heard about. That's what I've heard about. His inability to play inside the three-point line is shocking because that had defined Rudy Gay over the last 5 years. His ability to shoot, his ability to play in the mid-range, but he just can't finish right now. And I don't know if it's mental. He is making the moves. He has the ability, and he's just not.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you keep him around for mentoring. My personal opinion is I don't see any value in buying him out. I think that I would try to put him into a trade in the summer. I don't know. I'm not surprised that he wasn't moved.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the trouble is with these guys, like, you're right. They don't have – I mean, it's not like other teams are like, oh, my God, I need Rudy Gay on my roster. That's just not where guys like Rudy Gay are at. It's not where, like, as you were just saying, Kelly Olynyk's at in his career. And I think that, they are just guys that sit on rosters and make a paycheck. I mean, that happens all the time in the league. And I'm not going to – I don't personally believe that Rudy Gay has some wealth of knowledge to provide to young guys. I think he can help a little bit here and there. I think, certain situations, hey, guys, I've been here before. This is what we should do or whatever, like that type of thing. But, like, he's not going to do what Mike Conley did for Colin Sexton. He's not going to do what – Mike Conley did for other guys on this roster. And that's okay. That shouldn't be taken as some, knock on Rudy Gay. But the reality of the situation is that, yeah, he is older and he is limited. And I personally believe that Rudy Gay could be on a team where he plays 10 minutes a night and he knocks down 3 corner threes. That would be, if he was on my team, that would be my mission to Rudy Gay. Hey, get open in the corner. Whatever, find a way. Get open in the corner and knock that 3 down. And then all I need you to do is be a guy that I don't have to talk about in film study the next day on defense. That's it. I'm not even asking you to shut someone down. I'm not asking you to do anything special. I'm asking you not to be a topic of conversation on the defensive tape. That's what I'm asking you to do. Just be serviceable. Be good enough. That's it. And if you can do that, you'll be able to play in the league for a while. And I think that Rudy Gay is not someone that is going to be traded head up to another team on his own. I don't think. Right. I think if you were going to trade him, you'd package him. But again, that's just me. I'm not Danny Ainge. So yeah, to me, I think the Jazz have some of these guys, but I think I don't agree that the deadline. What did the commenter say? The deadline was like disappointing or whatever.
It was a mistake to keep Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah,
the Jazz blew it.
Okay.
The Jazz blew it.
So I agree and disagree. I agree it's a mistake to keep him. Personally, my opinion is that was a big mistake. I think that he's going to leave. He's going to get paid.
But his big mistake, I don't know that I would say big. You have 15 picks.
Yeah, but here's the problem. The 15 picks only go so far in terms of, just because you have 15 picks doesn't mean keeping Jordan Clarkson is okay. Like they're
16 picks is better than 15 picks.
Yeah, and I think that my point is that what's the quality and the quantity of picks you have doesn't make it okay to allow Jordan to walk for nothing. That's my point.
No, but I think if you're Ryan Smith, that makes you feel better about that. I don't see, and this is my fear. Right now, it's not a disaster. It's not terrible. What's going to happen in the summer? Because, again, don't forget, they have player options on this salary cap. Jordan Clarkson's the most important one. But, again, Rudy Gay is a player option.
And Rudy Gay is a guy who's definitely going to pick up that option.
$6.8 million if memory serves. If Jordan Clarkson walks away with and you get nothing, okay, I get it. If he re-signs here for 3 years and $66 million, that's a disaster. If you give him a fourth-year player option,
dude,
that's a disaster. That's what worries me. The trade him, not trade him thing is what it is. You have 15 picks, it makes you feel a little better about that. You re-sign Jordan Clarkson to that kind of deal to begin his 31-year-old season, dude. And that's a mistake.
Dude, Jazz fans can see the writing on the wall. Jazz fans aren't stupid. For how negative Jazz Nation is, you guys aren't stupid. I know that. You guys are really smart. And you can see the all jokes aside, the yellow brick road being laid out in front of you or being laid out in front of Jordan Clarkson. Like, you can see how this is going to play out. And I think Jazz Nation, Jazz fans, the people who listen to this show every day, we got a bunch of new people yesterday, and a lot of them are saying, like, I don't see the point. That's my thing. Like, it's not even that I think it's dumb or stupid. I just don't understand the point.
Just why?
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 Like, what is the point of going through this? Like, if you want to say, okay, we like Rudy Gay, we're going to keep him for X, Y, and Z reasons.
Like,
okay.
you could have said that if they had not traded Mike Conley.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have been like, okay, but Rudy Gay, he's not Mike Conley.
With all due respect.
And the funny thing is now we're hearing that D'Angelo Russell, did you guys hear this side of the trade? D'Angelo Russell refused to pass the ball to Rudy Gobert. Refused to pass the ball to Rudy Gobert. And Rudy Gobert is telling people, I'm really excited that Mike's back. I trust him, and I know I'll get the ball from Mike Conley. So already 6 months into a deal that you're going to pay him $40, $50 million a year, Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Your point guard didn't want to throw him the ball. That's crazy,
What
dude.
do you guys make of all these guys talking about their old teams after the trade's done? Like, you guys all saw, we didn't really talk about it too much on the show, but you guys all saw, I'm sure, what Kyrie said about Brooklyn and getting out of there, and he felt disrespected and unappreciated and all that good stuff. Like what do you make of all these guys commenting? Because to me, part of it, like D'Lo saying he won't pass the ball. Okay, that's one thing. That's not. That's more him and Rudy Gobert, not so much the T-Wolves as an organization. But Kyrie Irving straight up went after the Nets.
Yes, he did.
And to me, I look at this and I say, okay, why wouldn't you just allow that to pass? Why wouldn't you just say, yeah, I'm focused on the Mavs and the future and what I got to do here. Like, I'm not focused on the past. Like, I'll be interested to see what Kevin Durant says in his first media availability.
I think, and look, this is just my opinion, Kyrie Irving's a punk. I think he's a petty punk. And he doesn't take accountability for anything he's done. Which is why I think I've been pretty consistent. I would never have him on my team.
Uh-huh.
And he's an anti-Semite. Kevin Durant's a guy who owns his action and things. Like I was told yesterday by an NBA source that LeBron James owned the Russell Westbrook mistake. That was his fault. He chose. But I would, it's interesting, not to get totally off the subject. One of the better NBA guys that I talked to, who's usually never wrong, said something to me yesterday that kind of surprised me. LeBron James, his reasoning for taking Russell Westbrook over DeMar DeRozan was because stylistically, he didn't feel like DeMar DeRozan fits in with his game. And I think he's 100% right. What is DeMar DeRozan as a player? He is a guy that wants to get to the free throw line extended, and he wants to roll and shoot a fadeaway jumper. Does that sound like anybody you know? Well, it sounds like LeBron James to me. And DeMar DeRozan is not a three-point shooter in any way, shape, or form. DeMar DeRozan is a guy who wants to play free throw line down. That's LeBron James at this point in his career. I agree with that 100%. And until yesterday, I hadn't really thought about that. I was the guy who was like, you're an idiot for not taking D-Row. But now that you hear that and you kind of walk through that with Bron, you're like, you know what? That makes perfect sense. Yeah. I don't think he and D-Row would be good on the floor together.
Yeah, I mean, I think X's and O's, it's challenging to have them on the floor together. But at the same time, I also think we can't discount how excited DeMar DeRozan would be for the opportunity to play with LeBron and what that would look like as far as D-Row adjusting his game. I mean, yeah, I agree. DeMar DeRozan is not a three-point shooter at all. I mean, that's just not part of his game. But I also, like, you can't tell me that like, you know, if Bron got Paul George on his team, that those two wouldn't figure it out. Or if somehow, some way, you know, Durant and LeBron got on the same team, that these guys won't figure it out. I just think that my whole thing with Westbrook, choosing Westbrook over D-Row, and I've felt this way since it happened. Like, I always felt like Russell Westbrook was a firecracker personality that's kind of up and down, that you couldn't really rely on. I mean, that's what he had been for how long? I mean, we had seen that in Washington. You saw it in Houston. You know, and it felt like he had left his best days in OKC. And so my thing with Westbrook and Bron pairing up was like, dude, like, I get it. Like, yeah, sure, you know, DeMar maybe not the best fit, but he's a pretty even-keel guy. And, by the way, if the play breaks down and the ball's in DeMar's hands, I think you feel pretty good about your chances of that ball finding the cup.
Well, I think at one point you also felt pretty good if that was Russell Westbrook, right? I mean, not anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, not right now and not the last year and a half.
But he came from Washington, or he came from Houston?
Washington,
right?
Washington.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't know, man.
I thought it was an interesting, stylistically, Russ should have been a better fit than DeMar DeRozan. Thinking about it that way, Russ should have been a better fit. He wasn't. And I don't think... where did his career end? Probably the second year in Houston, right? How many years was he in Houston?
He was in Houston for one and Washington for one.
I think it is that maybe it's the first year in Washington.
Yeah.
Because that's the last time I remember him being just elite, like just unbelievably elite. Since he left Houston, I'll go that far. Since Russ left Houston, he hasn't been the same player.
His best 2-point shooting percentage of his career was that year in Houston at 51%.
I think that's it right there. Though it's the minute he left Houston, Russ hasn't been the same player.
And what's really funny is the Washington year, 2020, 2021, he drops off to 47.5% from two. He picks up in LA his first year, 21-22, to 48.5%. And this year he's just tanked to 46.7%. So to me, it's just like, I don't know. And you know, the other thing that's really funny, and I know we're kind of in the weeds on Russ here, but what's really funny is if you look at other parts of his game as a guard, the Washington year, for everything that he wasn't shooting the ball, my God, was he assisting. I mean, you're talking about a guy who was averaging 11.5 assists a game.
This is a guy that at one point in Oklahoma City averaged a triple-double for a season.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway, my point is, so I don't think now, if you look back on it, the decision to take Russ over D-Row was not the end of the world for LeBron. If we're just being...
Yeah, I agree with that.
It was a dumpster fire. But, man, have you not made that right? Because they're probably going to start Malik Beasley.
Yeah, 100%.
I would think, right? The Lakers are going to start Malik Beasley.
Yep.
But with Austin Reeves, Vando, that group of guys coming off the bench, the Thomas Bryant trade for the Lakers.
Very interesting trade, dude.
Thomas Bryant asked to be traded. Everybody was shocked yesterday by that. Thomas Bryant asked to be traded. Because when AD came back, and if you don't follow the Lakers, I do. I watch a lot of Laker basketball, just being honest with y'all.
You know.
Thomas Bryant has been one of the better centers in the Western Conference.
Right.
And he's been better than Cat and Rudy in Minnesota. Like he's had a really good year. AD comes back and his playing time vanishes.
Yeah.
And so he said, hey, look, I know I'm not going to get much time behind AD. Would you guys please trade me? They traded him to Denver, and I think it was absolutely the right thing to do. And I think it is fascinating how well he has played, and I think he might be the big that they have needed, the rotational big man. Thomas Bryant, who, by the way, is going to be a free agent. I think Thomas Bryant might be the rotational big that Denver's been looking for.
Yeah.
And because it's not JaMychal Green. They don't need a guy that does that.
Thomas Bryant versus Rui Hachimura is what that matchup would be.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think the Lakers got way better.
I mean, I like this starting lineup by the Lakers. I got to be honest. Like D'Lo, Malik Beasley, LeBron,
They're
Hachimura,
good.
and Davis.
They are good.
I think there's balance in that lineup. Now, I'm not. I'm always the guy that says, "Hey, you got to put it together." I mean, you got to get out on the floor and you got to figure out how that's all going to work together.
Yes.
But one thing I know for a fact is that the meat of this lineup has already been playing together. The Hachimura, James, Davis combo knows how to play together. I know Malik Beasley. Anybody who's ever played pickup basketball knows this. If you're a 3-and-D guy, your life is really easy on this team. All you got to do is space the floor, be in the proper spot, which is really easy to identify if you're Malik Beasley, and then make your shot.
But what does Malik Beasley do? And I know I said this yesterday. Sorry to be redundant.
Yeah.
He eliminates the Dennis Schroeder problem.
Yeah.
He's the guy because all they're going to ask him to do is run down to the corner, and depending on where the ball goes and where AD goes, you'll run to the opposite corner. So run the baseline, get back on D, run down to the corner, run the baseline, shoot the three, get back. That's as simple as they make it for a guy like a Dennis Schroeder. That's now going to be Malik Beasley in his 37 to 40% three-point shooting.
Yep.
And I also look at what Vanderbilt does. Vando is a guy now that they can plug. If they put Rui and Vando on the floor together with AD and LeBron, you're not going to score on them. It's going to be because their ability, and they're really the hole in the Lakers defense has been their ability to collapse, but also to be able to get back to the line.
Yeah.
Now they have the ability to collapse, and because of the length of Vando and Rui, they can get back out to the three-point line. So I just think they've become a much more difficult team to deal with. I think they're a playoff team for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested to see. The thing that I'm more interested in is what is Kyrie's chemistry with Luka going to be like? Because what did we see in the debut game for Kyrie the other night? Dominant performance, unbelievable without Luka.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't get those same looks with Luka on the floor.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't. And I'm telling you now, Kyrie, you are not changing the stripes to spots on that Tiger, bro.
No.
You are not doing. He is that. You know who that guy is.
I'm taking Luka over Kyrie, just so we're clear.
Well, you have to.
Yeah, there's no conversation.
Don't forget. Kyrie Irving is supposed to be on his best behavior because he's going to be a free agent. He's in a prove-it year.
Right.
And somebody will pay him. He's got to have a huge playoff run here because Luka's not going to be the scapegoat. Luka's putting up some unbelievable offensive numbers. If they don't go deep in the playoffs, Kyrie Irving will be the reason why. Whether he is or not, he is.
Yeah.
He will be the scapegoat. He will be the reason why. He will be the problem.
Yeah.
You mark my words on that. And, hey, maybe this means that they don't have to rush, Luka back. Maybe him and his mom can cuddle a little longer. That's totally fine. And if he takes his time and stuff, hey, you got Kai there now. Like Kyrie can carry a team offensively. In fact, that's probably his highest best use.
Yep.
All right, cool. But I'm telling you, Luka's going to come back, and they're going to have to figure out how not to hate each other.
My name is Luka.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have this problem in Kevin Durant in Phoenix.
Nope.
You don't have this problem with any of those dudes because they're all affable dudes in LA now.
Issue the whole time. Kyrie's always been the guy that comes onto a team and wants to challenge the alpha and wants to be the guy. Like,
yeah.
I've never understood in life why dudes can't just be like, yeah, who cares publicly if they think it's Luka's team? If I'm the one making the shots, who cares?
Good morning, Kenai Johnson. Top of the morning, bloke. He says, I'm happy with the trades, 15 first-rounders and almost $60 million in cap space. And I'm telling you, if the moves play out, and if a guy like Rudy Gay or we'll see what happens with these player options, they're going to have upwards of mid-60s, low 70s in cap space. Just a matter of who opts in, who opts out, who do they sign, and for how much. But they're going to have a lot of bread. Kanai, good to see you, dude. San Diego State, Glenn, how the heck are you? Boy, Glenn, you don't want to go anywhere in about 20 minutes. San Diego State, dude.
We got some stuff to talk about.
I'm saying. Edgar Garcia, how the heck are you, man? Where you been? Kurt Myers, hello. Tim Bruckmiller, hello. Gage Carter, who actually apologized yesterday.
Yeah, Gage, are you back in a better place now? I mean,
where's the blood pressure this morning?
Yeah.
Are we on the high side still? Like, how we feeling today?
That's HIPAA.
Got to go sell some Kias, make some bread.
Yeah.
You'll feel better.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, just get the job
Gage
done,
Carter
bro.
yesterday, who's a member of the program. So he's in the Monty Show Instagram group.
Yeah.
He's like, dudes, I want to apologize. I was a little turned up. Gage, that's what makes you amazing. Ritson, what's up, dude? Matt Ritson, good to see you as well. Gage Carter says, LOL, definitely so. Byron Pineda says, hello. Hello, Byron Pineda.
Hello.
Big Dog O-Town says, guarantee you Kevin Durant has Kyrie's back like the true black community did not sell out on ESPN and FS1. Y'all will see Katie stand with Kyrie. Stephen A. Smith kick rocks.
Uh-huh.
I'm not standing with Kyrie. And I actually don't think this is a skin color issue.
Nah.
I think Kyrie's an anti-Semite, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think Kyrie Irving's a terrible teammate. And I think that you're a fool if you give this guy $30-40 million a year.
Yeah.
Because he's going to play, how many games he play here? 50 games maybe? They play, was it 16 games? Kyrie, Harden, and Katie played 16 games together total for Brooklyn.
Yeah, dude.
I said
it's ugly,
16.
dude. It's bad.
Oh, my God.
Vexes me.
Capazzo, who outed Jake as a liar, said, I wonder if Luka is cuddling with Zachy Poo's mom.
Well.
See, the thing is, it's not necessarily Zachy Poo's mom. It's her friends. Right? Because she's got a conglomerate of milfification to the proportions of, my God. Teddy Wayman is just trolling the streets around Lisa Wilson's house, waiting for her to have like a cupcake party. Why do you think Teddy shaved his beard? He's like,
I gotta clean it up here.
Cupcake season's coming. Let it grow into its awesome prepubescence.
Facial recognition.
It's Friday, bros. I'm jetting the Tahoe after the show.
I'm so ready.
Let's go. Dallin Sproul, what's up, my guy? Says, morning, fellas, coming to you from the gym.
Let's go.
Let's go. With the gym.
Yeah,
Jim's
what
house.
is
What's
that? What is
the
that?
gym?
Do you even lift?
Sounds vaguely familiar. Like
What do
it
you
seems
bench?
It's way the out here. You know. Let's see. Red Heart Norvis, good morning to you. He says, Monty, you would like to join the Luka and his mom cuddling? Absolutely. Because I think I could kick Luka's ass, and that's me and his mom. Ken Williams, how are the cattle? Dude, what's up? Yep, like I said, the Jazz maybe gave the Lakers a chance for a title. I think they maybe did.
I agree.
Man, Ken doesn't like that. Ken does not like making the Lakers good at anything.
Well, I don't think Jazz fans like it, dude.
No, I would agree. Football 50, 10 of the hour, every hour on the Monty Show.
The Monty Show.
Hey, this is actually a really important Football 50, presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. PapaMurphy'sPizza.com. Download the app. Use the app. Get the meatball and the marinara. Use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of 25 doll hairs or more. They announced the Pro Football Hall of Fame class for 2023.
Yeah.
Devin Hester's not in it.
Yeah.
How is Devin Hester not a Hall of Famer? The Chicago Bear legend, Myar and we, the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
He's the greatest special teams player ever. He is the best kick returner ever, and he's not in the Hall of Fame again. It's complete injustice. I'm not gonna play this off as, hey, these other guys shouldn't have got in. They should have got in. Joe Thomas, unbelievable. He is a Hall of Famer. Darrelle Revis, Rondé Barber, DeMarcus Ware, one of the best defensive ends ever. Like, the guys who got in, the Joe Kleckos, the Darrelle Revis, the Zach Thomas, DeMarcus Ware, Joe Thomas, Ken Riley, the 60s defensive back for the Bengals, Don Coryell, the Air Coryells of the... You're all wonderful. You all deserve it, without question. It's BS that Devin Hester's not in the Hall of Fame. It is a blight. It is an embarrassment, and I am telling you, what is it that is keeping him out? Because that's what I don't understand. I just...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious he's a Hall of Famer, man.
It is infuriating.
Yeah.
It is infuriating to me that you're just...
Yeah, some of these guys take a long time to get in, and I don't know what it's going to take or what the deal is, but it just seems like if you're not a quarterback, it's going to take you some time, man.
And I swear to God, if Andrew Luck gets in the Hall of Fame next year, I'm punching you in the face, Jake.
Why?
Because you'll be closest to me.
Okay. Good.
No. Are you telling me Andrew Luck's a Hall of Fame? Everybody's like, oh, can't wait to put Andrew Luck in the Hall of Fame. For what? For what? Devin Hester, not in the Hall of Fame. Oh, Andrew Luck, my God, did you guys see how much money he walked away from? What a guy.
What a guy.
No. Antonio Gates, Julius Peppers put him in the Hall of Fame. Well, screw Peppers. He played for the Packers. Antonio Gates put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Julius Peppers is a Hall of Famer.
Peppers.
But get out of here with this Andrew Luck thing next year. And
Peppers.
Dude, what are we doing?
Not what we should be doing.
Not what we should be doing. That's exactly right. I'm so upset about Devin Hester.
Yeah.
It is. Am I wrong? Am I making too much out of this, you guys?
Making too much. I just think the guy, he's one of those few guys that had a specific role and he dominated the league. I mean, it was truly enjoyable watching. I mean, remember when he played? He played before the kickoff got moved up, before all the safety stuff. He played in a time when you were getting opportunity after opportunity, so you could actually be a prolific returner in the game. And there are some of those guys today, but not to the extent that Devin Hester was. And I think Devin Hester is somebody that teams feared. And
I should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's like, dude, if you're, I specifically remember watching Devin Hester as a kid, right? I was a kid watching Devin Hester, and I remember there were multiple times and instances where the opposing team on a kickoff would take a penalty to not kick it to him. Because at that time, to kick it into the end zone to get a touchback was incredibly difficult to do because it was like an 80-yard kick, dude.
And look what he did in the Super Bowl with that return.
Yes, dude.
Next year for the Hall of Fame, yes or no, Julius Peppers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Antonio Gates?
Yes.
Absolutely. Eric Berry? Absolutely.
Yes.
Brandon Marshall?
Nah.
Halati Nagata?
Nah.
Jamal Charles? No. Doug Baldwin? No. Jordy Nelson?
I think Doug Baldwin's a little closer than you think.
Really?
He's got numbers. Yeah, Doug Baldwin's got numbers, and I think he's got a ring, too.
Connor Barwin? No. Sebastian Janikowski?
Yes. Unequivocal, yes.
Kyle Williams? Andrew Luck? Is Andrew Luck a Hall of Famer?
No. I don't have him in the Hall of Fame. Again, that's off the top of my head, though. I'd have to look at rings, which I know he doesn't have. I'd have to look at stats.
So, by the way, Adam Schefter tweeted that list, and Matt Castle, the former quarterback, said, "Don't forget about me, Adam." Matt Castle is not a Hall of Famer. He's not no Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is Nagata a Hall of Famer? I don't know. I think that's close. Doug Baldwin, shut up. Doug Baldwin's not a Hall of Famer.
Dude.
You think Doug Baldwin's a Hall of Famer?
Doug Baldwin's got a case, bro. Doug Baldwin has a case. You look at stats, you look at career. I mean, and let me see.
Yeah.
Here. What does Buddy have here?
Buddy.
I mean, he played 7-8 seasons. 6,500 yards receiving. 13 yards of reception. 50 touchdowns. I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah, I think he's got a case.
All right. I disagree with you, but I guess we'll find out. Let's see. Halati Nagata, honestly, I kind of see it. Blue says Devin Harris. Tanner also says Connor Barwin should be in. LOL, just kidding. I love Barwin, but he doesn't deserve to be in. Hell no.
Nah.
Hell no. Dude, Nagata was a force. Janikowski's a lock. I think Janikowski's a lock. I don't know. Maybe I'm undervaluing, Haloti Nagata. I absolutely could be. I mean, the guy, he was a stud defensive tackle, but
yeah.
I'm also not the Hall of Very Good guy. And I'm not saying that about Nagata. He was a very good player. I don't know that he belongs in the Hall of Fame. I don't know that he belongs in. Andrew Luck Eric and Raleigh says Andrew Luck deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for knowing when to quit. But again, what about Patrick Willis? P. Willis didn't get in this year.
Yeah, which I think
Does he belong?
dude.
You think he belongs in?
Yeah, he's one of the best linebackers the game's ever seen, bro.
Okay. NY Monty fan says Andrew Luck in the Hall of Fame for what? Being a potential Hall of Famer? Awards aren't for what could have been. I love it.
Bro.
I love it. Exactly right. Exactly right. Blue says I meant Devin Hester. He should be in. He should be in. Devin Hester should be in. No doubt about it. Hey, real quick, did you guys see this lawsuit? Brett Favre and his thumb.
The thumb.
Brett Favre is suing Pat McAfee and Shannon Sharp for defamation related to this scandal where Brett Favre got money, and lots of it, for speaking engagements he allegedly did not make. And it's money that was intended for the needy.
Uh-huh.
And it went to Brett Favre, and the crazy part of this is that Favre, the thumb, is also suing a state official because the state official's like, hey, dude, you committed fraud, and it's the largest welfare fraud scandal in the history of the state of Mississippi, and you're involved in it.
Yep.
And so he's suing homie Shad White, who is the state auditor for Mississippi, as well as Shannon Sharp and Pat McAfee. And White's office discovered that at least $77 million in public funds from the Temporary Assistance for Needy Family Funds was used to line the pockets of rich and powerful people in Mississippi, including Brett Favre, who allegedly was paid for speaking engagements he never made.
Yeah, and the trouble is that this is the political approach to trying to deflect. Hey, I'm just going to sue everybody to deflect.
And it's Favre got 1.1 million of the 77 million.
Yeah.
For speeches, and again, the state auditor says Favre never made the speeches. He eventually paid the money back with interest for $228,000. So this also ties into the Athletic Foundation at Favre's alma mater, who received $5 million of those same funds.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do. Because, listen, here's the problem. Brett Favre is on text message pushing state officials for funding for a new volleyball facility during the time that his daughter was at the school.
Yeah, dude. It's a problem. 100%.
What happened to the music?
7 o'clock.
Why'd you turn it off? I love that music, dude. I'm vibing. Intestinally, I am vibing.
Right.
With that music.
Right.
By the way, he sued Pat McAfee and Shannon Sharp for defamation for things they said about him.
Yeah, does this mean that Aaron Rodgers Tuesday on PMS isn't going to happen anymore?
Yeah, gonna have to put that on hold. Gotta pay Brett Favre and his thumb.
Yeah.
Somehow, I don't think that'll be the issue. And my guess is Brett Favre will take whatever money he wins and he'll buy the marinara meatballs at Papa Murphy's.
At Papa Murphy's, we do more than just pizza. We do meatballs and marinara.
Papa Murphy's does meatballs?
Oh, I think you mean I do the meatballs and marinara?
And how do you do it, Dad?
How do I do it? How do I do it?
Oh, well, we do it with savory ground beef
covered in tangy marinara. That's how, honey.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza.
And don't forget the meatballs.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
I would tell you to order now through the Papa Murphy's app and hook it up. It's so easy to use. You know, the cool thing about the Papa Murphy's app is you can order it right now at 7 a.m. You can pick it up at 6 o'clock tonight. You just put in there pickup time, 6 p.m. It'll be sitting. Open the door. There's a to-go rack right there. Grab your pie. Walk out the door.
Boom.
You don't have to talk to anybody.
Boom.
They're going to say, hey, thanks, appreciate you, because all the people at Papa Murphy's are super friendly.
I'm for real.
But you can order now, right now, here and now, for your Friday night Papa Murphy's pizza, because that's a tradition, right? I mean, we all
obviously
do that, right?
Yeah,
so, and again, on the program, and I did a video on this yesterday, was National Pizza Day.
Yeah.
Program.
And I'm telling you, here on the show, Grum, I did a video on YouTube yesterday about the fact that we are not simps on this show.
Yeah.
As real men on the show, Grum.
Right.
We are not simps. We do not use red pizza sauce. We use barbecue sauce.
Yes.
And then you pile all your toppings on top. But we don't eat pepperoni. It's only Italian sausage if you're a meat lover.
Yeah.
Jake loves him some meat.
Yeah, I love me some sausage.
You know, you put the Italian sausage on the pizza. But insider tip from the Monty Show.
The Monty Show.
Here on the Monty Show, we use the herb mix. And I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Herb. Use the herb mix. It's a game changer. I'm telling you right now.
There you go.
All right. Big Dog O-Town says, come on, Monty, you straight up Raven hater. Halati Nagata, straight up Hall of Fame material boy with straight beast mode. I'm not saying for a defensive tackle.
Stats. Sacks.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
He was a disruptive player. This is going to be one of those things where somebody's going to have to advocate to get Nagata in.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen.
And that's how I look at it.
He was a great player. But again, if Devin Hester's not in, I'm not putting anybody in.
Yeah.
Your mom's not getting in the Hall of Fame until Devin Hester's there. Sorry, Luka. You know. It is what it is. Let's see. Where's T-Bird today? I'm loving his sound clips on the member-only chat. Dude's loyal diehard. Got to respect that.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Yeah, Big Daddy Magic.
Yeah, where's Big Daddy Magic today?
I don't know. Do you guys, I'm one Monty fan says, use the Herb Williams mix.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, the Herb mix in the Papa Murphy's app, I'm telling you.
It's bomb, dude.
It will change your life.
Yeah.
It will change your life here on the Monty Show. Also life-changing, and again, I don't know how we continue to do it, and when you're this good-looking here on the Monty Show, you know.
Yeah.
Here on the Monty Show, presented by our good friends at The Advocates, theadvocates.com. I think we do a pretty good job. You know, I mean, we're just a couple of hacks on YouTube.
Yeah.
But we've been telling you on the Pac-12 TV deal, there is division in the conference. We were told directly a couple of weeks ago, a month ago now, I guess it was. We went back and looked yesterday. I think it was January 6th.
Mm-hmm.
We told you Washington, Oregon, and the Arizona schools will not sign a grant of rights for a Tier 1 stream-only package.
Yeah.
They've said no. They don't want to do that. We've also told you that the conference needs to expand before they sign a new TV deal, because right now they're capped at $25 million per school per year for 7 years. That's $250 million a year.
Oh.
That's crazy money. We've also told you when the local, and I know, listen, guy, we're just the hacks on YouTube. We don't know shit, right?
Yesterday,
or not. Excuse my French. We don't know nothing.
It's a family program.
My go back to procreating. My bad. Make a family.
So yesterday it evolved from YouTube hacks to those guys on YouTube.
Yeah, that was awesome yesterday.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody that was. This is how good it is. So apparently one of the local gods, you know, the real people, they were saying that the guys on YouTube don't know what they're talking about. When you want jazz coverage, you come here. The guys on YouTube don't know anything. So we're just the guys on YouTube that everybody knew who you were talking about, and they were DMing us. Thank you for that. But it was funny that, you know, hey, I know the local guys have told you that the Pac-12's getting $50 million a year.
Oh, man, dude.
The Utah Homer station was like, oh, they're getting $50 million a year.
Yeah, $50 million. What's the problem?
You know, the hacks on YouTube don't know what they're talking about.
Congratulations, but that's bullshit.
We told you it's exactly half of that, $25 million a year.
Right.
For 7 years. That's $250 million a year. Now, I understand that I don't understand quantum physics or geometry. I don't know how you get $50 million a year with 10 teams out of $250 million from your TV deal.
This case is empty.
Again, I'm not sure how to use the quadratic triangle equation and stuff.
Empty.
I'm just
the opposite of full.
Totally. I'm just a guy on YouTube, bro.
Yes.
But that's not $15 million a year. But we're dumb. We don't know what we're talking about. And apparently neither does Stuart Mandel at The Athletic. Pretty much quoted us chapter and verse.
Vexes me.
When he said 3 people with knowledge of the discussion said Commissioner George Kliavkoff. Notice he spelled Kliavkoff.
Yeah, someone's got to tell him the names wrong, dude.
It's C-O-C-K at the end there. Is struggling to find partners willing to pay close to what the league is seeking. Okay. That doesn't mean, that doesn't mean we're right and they're wrong.
Right. We haven't gotten to that portion
This
yet.
next part does, though. 2 of those sources said Kliavkoff. Again, dude, you're at The Athletic. Can you not spell his name right?
Yeah.
Kliavkock. Kliavkoff overpromised his members on how many bidders there would be and what dollar amount they could command.
Better send those refunds.
A target north of $40 million per school. Now listen, those idiots on YouTube don't know what they're talking about. We're getting $50 million a school. $50 million per school. That's what we're getting.
Yeah, and you had people texting you Don was getting traded to the Knicks. Nice job. Nice.
A target north of $40 million per school, according to one league athletic director. Today, it's uncertain whether the Pac-12 will even be able to exceed the $31.6 million on average the Big 12 reportedly got. I told you, Mo. I told you. In which a 6-year extension with ESPN and Fox's reached last fall.
Damn.
We don't look at, and look, let me take the ticker off the screen. We don't have a deal because it hasn't been good, said the AD. So wait, now, you guys, I'm not so good at math and I don't read well. Let me get this right. One of the leading sources of journalistic integrity.
Who the f*** is that guy?
Rectally speaking and all.
Right.
Stuart Mandel is saying, so let me get this right. You don't have a TV deal. You don't have any value, so you're not able to get anywhere close to what the Big 12 was getting.
That's right, T.
You told your membership that you were getting a ton of money and a bunch of people wanted your rights, and we told you in August that Fox Sports pulled out altogether from being a Tier 1 partner. We told you that ESPN and Amazon were not going to negotiate against each other.
Hell no.
We told you that ESPN told the Pac-12, well, hey, you know what? Go with Amazon for Tier 1. That's great, bro. We'll take a couple of games. We'll put it on ESPN Plus. We'll put it on ESPN TV.
You know.
Hey, we appreciate just, being like a Tier 17 partner. Here's $20. $20 a year per school. I mean, let me just peel you off a $20 bill. Here
If you
go.
felt these balls,
Hey, Stanford, screw Stanford. You got a $5. Stanford's here. You got a $5 bill. Yeah. All right, $20 bill. Here you go, Utah. Well, they told us we were getting $50 million. No, hell no. All right,
that's out of the window.
Here's 25.
Yeah.
Go away.
Let's start small here, kid. Come on. I mean, this is incredible. Oh, careful. You're going to dislocate your arm.
AC joint injury. I'm going to be out.
I broke my back.
All right, I feel better now.
Spinal.
James Knight says still here. Oh, my God.
Yeah, we're just here to provide you guys entertainment.
Tanner
That's all
says,
it is.
all right, I'm going to step out. Someone tell me when their told you so rant is over.
Okay, great, dude. Great. Yep.
Feels good, dude. It is what it is. Gabriel says 40 million. Holy man, this guy is insanely desperate.
Yes.
So when we saw this yesterday, of course, I went back and talked to some folks. The situation's unchanged. And what I will say about the Pac-12 TV deal is plain and simply put, there is no Pac-12 TV deal. They're in a position now where the Pac-12 is going to struggle to get, I think $30 million is lofty.
This is a code 10 abort.
Because from what I understand, and I think we told you this back in August, Fox is not offering anything of significance. They are happy to be the third guy. Happy to be. Because they've got all this Big Ten inventory. They're not interested in Pac-12 After Dark because they have Big Ten After Dark now.
Right.
ESPN, very simply put, is really in the catbird seat here. They have no reason to overspend. Neither does Amazon, because the truth of the matter is, as it was explained to me, the Pac-12 has zero leverage. And here's the bigger issue. They are divided as a conference. I was told yesterday again that there is a significant divide in the conference, even about expansion now. Put the TV deal aside and whether or not Tier 1 can be on stream. There's a pretty healthy chunk of this conference that doesn't believe SMU is a fit in the conference and does not believe that SMU brings value. So this whole SMU situation, this is a problem. This situation at San Diego State is also a problem because San Diego State has options. I was told point blank yesterday the Big 12 has made a verbal offer to San Diego State to join the conference. San Diego State has put them off. But the problem is, that's great. San Diego State, I think, if they had their druthers, would be in the Pac-12. But what does the Pac-12 bring that the Big 12 does not? There's nothing there for the Pac-12. Here's the other problem. Gonzaga has told the Pac-12 they're not ready to join that conference at this time.
Gonzaga.
The Pac-12 has offered Gonzaga to join as a basketball-only member, and Gonzaga has said no, not now. And I think that's the issue for the Pac-12. It's not that you can't get a TV deal. I think you're going to have trouble expanding because you are today hoping that a school like I was told yesterday, Boise State is their next logical target.
Dude.
You're hoping that a Boise State is going to say yes
No.
to the Pac-12. And here's the other thing. If you get San Diego State, that's a really important get. But how many of your members are going to sign a grant of rights with San Diego State attached if you can't get Gonzaga, Boise, or SMU? And SMU turns off half the conference. So you're really down to Boise and San Diego State. That's why you need, if I'm Brett Yormark in the Big 12, I am aggressively pursuing Gonzaga basketball to join my conference.
Yeah.
Gonzaga.
Because, again, and I know it pisses Tanner off, I'll just go back to what I've been saying. Gonzaga is just as much of a death knell as San Diego State is for the Pac-12. If they lose either one of those, I just don't see a path to viability. And by the way, I will also go back to the USC story here real quick because it was again explained to me yesterday. USC is why the Pac-12 is where they are. It's not that USC left for the Big Ten. It's that USC torpedoed expansion when Houston was still available because that's who the people in the Pac-12 really wanted. They wanted Houston. USC was already ready to put pen to paper with the Big Ten. And do you guys remember the story? There was a meeting held, I think 18 months ago now, whenever it was. USC and UCLA are in that meeting about, hey, how do we want to move forward as a conference?
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about expanding? USC said we do not believe expansion's the right time now. Now is not the time to expand. No, we do not want to expand. End of conversation. And why didn't USC want to expand the Pac-12? Well, because they were out the door. They were going to the Big Ten. They had a verbal agreement in place. They were quite literally waiting for the contracts and the agreements to come over. So they said no. And this is what I'm being told by sources in the middle of the situation. Hey, they said no because they were going to the Big Ten. That's a huge problem because you could have had Houston. You still, and in my opinion, the other school that I think for a moment was available, I think Texas Tech was available. And if you could have added Texas Tech and Houston, dude.
Yep.
Now you're playing in a different league.
Yeah.
But now you're not going to get any of them. And you are really in a situation where SMU has indicated they would like to join the Pac-12. And you've got, from some estimates, 7 out of 10 schools in the Pac-10 remaining, that 7 of the 10 remaining schools in the conference saying no to SMU. I mean, dude, I don't know where you go because, again, you're just blowing your feet off, right? You are just taking a 12 gauge and blowing your feet off because you have San Diego State, right? Well, you have San Diego State, and I think only George Kliavkoff could make this happen.
He's a brilliant guy.
Let's say San Diego State says yes. Okay, now what? San Diego State's in. Okay, now what? Because they're not enough on their own.
Yeah.
They're not. Gonzaga has said no. And again, sources have told me the Pac-12 has verbally offered San Diego State and Gonzaga. So you go to Gonzaga and you say, join us as a basketball-only program. It's going to be good. They're like, nah, not right now. Not right now.
Program.
Look, Joe, I got to go cut the grass, bro. Not right now. I don't want to buy a car warranty from you, George. That's where you are. That's the level to which the Pac-12 has sunk. They believe they have San Diego State. You're out trying to get SMU, and the conference says no. You're out trying to get Gonzaga, and they say no. Does Fresno State fix the problem here? They don't. They don't. Does Boise State fix the problem?
No.
Not for $30 million a year per school. They don't. You're in trouble. You are, and again, I will say, and you can tell me I'm being a doomsday guy.
Right.
You are not looking down the road at extinction. You're there already. Yeah. You are literally on the edge, and you're like, dude, that's extinction.
Yeah.
And it's staring you in the face. Your next step is over the cliff.
Yep.
And I don't know how you fix it.
Well, and this is why that whole Mark Harlan thing out of Utah, that tweet that said we're not leaving, is just so shocking. I mean, you look at a situation like this and everything that he just said, and it paints a pretty clear picture. I mean, you just don't have viability moving forward. You just simply don't. And I don't know, I don't know who's going to be the first, major player in the pack to get on board with the idea that this conference isn't surviving. Because that's the other side of this. What happens if Oregon and Washington go to the Big Ten? Then what? Well, then you're for sure done, right? You don't have the bleeding's got to stop in the conference. You don't have the option to have these squads just leaving your conference left and right. And that's why I say, I know everyone is giving us heat and everyone said that we're wrong and we're stupid and we don't know what we're talking about, but it's very clear what's happening here. They are being bled out. They are being suffocated. Whatever word you want to use.
Boy, blood out.
You're laying here dying.
Yeah, you are.
And you there's really quite literally nothing that you can do about it. Because think about this. What's it going to take? Well, it's going to take multiple people saying, yes, we want to help the Pac. Yes, we want to get in on Pac-12 business. And that's the other problem. To me, that's always been the core issue.
Yeah.
Set the football aside. Set, the basketball aside. Set all the results aside. The business of the Pac-12, the office working, the paperwork, the money flow, that's the problem. That's why, I get beat over the head all the time. Especially Greg Hawkins, big believer in the educational side of this conversation. Well, everyone cares about education and it's a bigger deal. And what I'm here to say is not that that's untrue. People do care. It does matter.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that money matters more than anything, right? There is no education without money. There is no anything. There is no Monty Show studio without bread, without money, without coin. Right? There's not.
And the interesting thing is, Brett Yormark's just chilling.
Yeah.
He has to do nothing.
Yep.
Because what I think the thing that he's done so well is he has not overreached. He has not talked. He has not bloviated. And what is all we've gotten from George Kliavkoff? Bloviation, over-talking, and over-promising.
Back of the envelope calculations.
And Brett Yormark has just sat here and watched and waited and plotted. And he's had conversations. He's talked to Gonzaga. I'm told that Gonzaga has been non-committal. But Gonzaga's going to make a move.
Yeah.
Gonzaga's going to make a move. And I think the biggest issue here is you're looking at an economic climate that does not play to overpayment.
Yeah.
You're looking at a situation and the interesting thing is at both of these companies, Amazon and Disney, who owns ESPN, by the way, Amazon and Disney both have had significant layoffs. Bob Iger, the once again CEO at Disney yesterday announced I think a 3% reduction in workforce. None of that impacts these situations. What's going on at Amazon and their layoffs, none of that impacts this situation. But what does it do? Well, naturally, if you're a decision maker at Amazon, you're like, well, the company just went through a significant layoff, which is unheard of. Our stock price is down. Even though it's recovering nicely, our stock price is down. We're going to be conservative here. We're not going to overspend to make a splash acquisition. So they're not going to pay. And if you're at ESPN, you don't need, let's be honest, you don't need the Pac-12.
Yeah.
You want the Pac-12.
Yeah.
You want ESPN Plus, ESPN app, ESPN TV. You want that because it's Saturday at midnight Eastern. You'd like to have a football program on. But if you don't, okay, we've got game day, we've got college game day wrap up, we've got all this stuff on a Saturday night. But you'd like to have a football game on your network. You'd like to have it on the app. Absolutely. But you're not going to overpay for that. And the funny part of this is, I'm told that ESPN has offered the Pac-12 $10 million. $10 million bucks.
I thought you said $10 million bucks.
They're offering. I was told yesterday directly that ESPN is in a tier 2 position, has offered the Pac-12 $10 million per school per year, $100 million a year. And ESPN would their preference would be 5 years, not 7. So you're quite literally at $500 million.
Yeah.
For your tier 2 rights. Like that's
a problem, bro.
That's crazy to me. That's that's over a 5-year period.
Yeah.
That's all your tier 2 rights are worth over a 5-year period? Guy, that's less than what the Big Ten's making per year.
Yeah.
That's where you are. Because again, you're only at 10 schools today. ESPN's like, we'll pay you $10 million per school per year for your tier 2 rights, probably your third best game of the day.
Yeah.
We'll pay $100 million a year for that. And we get a game on the app, we get a game on the TV. And I don't know why you would pay more than that, because you don't need it.
Yeah.
The problem for the Pac-12 is ESPN's not bucking to be the number one. ESPN and ABC are not bucking to be tier 1 partners. I think ESPN isn't the behemoth it is because they're dumb.
Right.
I think ESPN has handled this perfectly. I think they have said, hey, we know who you are. You don't have leverage. We don't need it per se, because they've got the SEC.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. They've got the Big 12. Don't forget that. They don't need it.
Yeah.
They've got ACC. They don't need it. They want it, I think. At their price, they want it.
Yeah.
They don't need it.
But hasn't that been the problem for the Pac the whole time? Right? Like the whole concept of hey, there's not like the issue is that the Pac has never been the conference that people are like, hey, we have to have the Pac-12 on our TV.
But I also think, and by the way, all of our college football talk and NFL talk on this program is brought to you by our good friends at Barbecue Pit Stop, bbqpitstop.com. You can shop online no matter where you listen to the showgrum.
The showgrum.
You can get Barbecue Pit Stop online. And again, when you hear Barbecue Pit Stop, you think best barbecue equipment. When you hear Barbecue Pit Stop, oh man, spices, rubs, tongs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wing racks,
Racks.
Smoker covers, like
Mats.
whatever you need. Smoker pellets, anything you need, bbqpitstop.com. Or go into any of their 5 Utah locations. Great to hear. They have a brand new location in St. George opening up here That's super exciting. Of course, we love you in the GZ. So from Logan, Layton, Lehigh, St. George, or our good friends in Murray across the street from the mall on State Street, you're getting the best guys. Like, it's amazing. On their Instagram and on their YouTube channel at Barbecue Pit Stop, they give you all kinds of how-to on. Yesterday was National Pizza Day.
Yeah.
They did a video on how to smoke pizza. You're getting a high level of service, because then you see that video, you go in and see Clinton and Lehigh's my guy. You go in and see Clinton and Lehigh, and you can be like, hey, you know, man, like the day of the BYU Oregon game, we had that big watch party there.
Yeah.
He literally taught us how to spice and let that spice rest on those wings before you cook them.
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
You don't want to put them right in. Here's why. This is how. Okay, cool. It's changed the way I eat wings.
Yes.
My all drums and ranch fantasies are amazing now.
Yes.
Because I now understand how to properly use asado seasoning. How to use wing dust. How to use wing dust on your cauliflower wings.
Yeah.
It's amazing. They have a cauliflower wing dust that is just creme de la creme, baby. That's why you shop at BBQ Pit Stop, bbqpitstop.com. One other thing I want to get to before we get to your comments here, as we talk Pac-12 TV, what should the Big 12 be doing here? Because somebody I know lost their ever-loving mind last night. Oh, my God, did you see? Oh, my God, Texas and Oklahoma, they're leaving.
Yep.
Texas and Oklahoma have agreed, primarily with Fox, they had to agree, to leave the Big 12 early and head to the SEC.
Yeah.
And while you were going, oh, my God, I was like, this has no impact on anything the Big 12 is doing. Although I may have been corrected when I was told what this does is this allows you to be a little more aggressive. This was an important move for the Big 12 to have Texas and Oklahoma leave early, because now you can really do anything that you want to do, right? You can stay at 14 teams. You can add 2 more and go to 16. You can add 4 more and go to 18. The world's really kind of your oyster.
Yeah.
It's up to you. But now what you do know is if you get P5 schools, I don't know, from maybe a dying conference, Fox and ESPN are going to pay you for those schools. So I thought that was, I don't know that I would describe Oklahoma and Texas leaving a year early as game changing. I don't know that I would describe it that way, but I think it is, because I think Brett Yormark and the rest of the presidents have already ostracized Oklahoma and Texas. They're over here on their own little island, like they're not part of major conversations. Hey, you're over here. They knew this was coming.
Right.
And I think to move them along sooner is better for the conference. But at a critical moment like this, it also gives you vision and maneuverability.
Yeah.
I think that's what the significance of this move is.
I agree. I don't think it's about just the concept that Texas and Oklahoma are leaving early, like a year early. I don't think it's just about that. I think one, first and foremost, it brings stability to the conference. You've got that issue settled. You can move on from just that whole conversation and narrative and just, issue, if you want to call it that. It just lets you move on from that sooner, which I think in business, generally speaking, is always a good move. But then secondarily, when I saw that come out, I was like, oh, okay. So Brett knows that this is taken care of. So now Brett's going to get on the phone, and Brett's going to start calling around to people like San Diego State, or maybe, whatever the other opportunities of schools would be. You obviously, Oregon, Washington, San Diego State, SMU, and I'm sure there's plenty more, Gonzaga, whatever. All these other schools that might be interested in joining the conference. But what I'm telling you is that this is a power play. It puts Brett Yormark in a position to go hunting. And to me, when you set a guy loose like Brett Yormark, who's already shown us he's really savvy business guy, that's a dangerous game. That to me, and I really am trying to be measured in how I kind of characterize this, but this could be the beginning of the end. I mean, we just said, hey, the Pac is on the edge of the cliff here. And if you think about, okay, if Texas and Oklahoma hadn't left early, that buys the Pac some time. That buys the Pac some time before they really got to start getting antsy about, other schools leaving or really, more importantly, expansion opportunities drying up because Brett Yormark has come in and eaten their dinner.
What do you think eventually? And get in the comments on this one. What do you think eventually happens here? Because my feeling is I don't think the Pac ever folds. I still, to this day, maintain and agree with the first thing. I think one of the first things we ever heard on this story, way back when we were still in your basement.
Right.
You know, because we were just hacks on YouTube. Yes, Tanner, I'm still going. I think a merger between the two conferences is eventually the outcome here. In one way or another, whether it is a hostile takeover or whether it is a Kliavkoff lays down his sword thing, I don't know. But you can't tell me that the Pac-12 survives as we know it today. They're eliminating the Pac-12 networks. I mean, they've already essentially closed that building down. They're moving much more to a production model. I don't see them. I don't see them thriving and surviving. I really don't. I think this conference. And at some point, we have to start talking about the business savvy of the presidents that currently construct the Pac-10, Pac-12.
Yeah.
Because I just don't get it. How you so arrogantly decided that San Diego State wasn't good enough until you needed them is really foolish. And
we've seen this before.
We have with BYU. Absolutely, we have. But I sit here and I ask myself, what is it that you're going to do now to bring San Diego State into this conference? Do you really think San Diego State's going to take half of a burrito and be happy with that? There's not a chance in the world.
Way.
But do you really think Oregon and Washington are going to take the same amount of money San Diego State's getting? I mean, you're screwed, dude.
Yes.
You have, and this goes back to what we also reported a month ago. George Kliavkoff essentially got a vote of no confidence when he went to them and said, hey, here we go. This is our deal. And they said, no, it's not. He got a vote of no confidence.
Is that a real question?
I mean, they essentially walked up to him and say, hey, George, let me just reach under there and grab those balls. All right. Put them in a jar over here on the counter.
If you felt these balls.
That's what they did to him. They clipped him, dude.
Yeah.
I don't see how you survive this. Ultimately, what I think happens, if I had to guess, I think you're going to see a merger in one form or another. There's going to be a bunch of teams from the Pac-10 and a bunch of teams from the Big 12 that get together to form whatever the hell kind of conference it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the order with which that happens is Oregon and Washington go to the Big 10, the best of the rest go to the Big 12, and then give it another decade, give it another 20 years, and then we get, a merger where you're getting 20, 25 team conferences.
We shall see. Fat Jesus, good morning, sir. Pac-12 will play their games on the State Fair circuit.
Well,
all right, we're going to Listen Here.
Having fun is the name of the game.
Listen here, Oregon Ducks. We're headed down to Cal Poly Pomona. We're going to have to take them on. Now, this is our new coach, Ken Williams. He's going to teach you how to ride these steers over here.
It is if I say it is.
Before we play our conference of championship level pickleball, we're going to have to beat them in steer wrestling.
Yeah.
The State Fair circuit. I love it. Let's see. Starter 179 says Pac-10 could have got Texas Tech and Oklahoma State.
Maybe.
They only needed Houston. And they turned their nose at Houston and said, nah, we're not going to do that. Nah, we're USC. No, we're not going to. While she's signing the contract with the Big Ten, you guys, here in the Pac-12, I don't think we should expand. Call me in a month, though. We'll revisit this.
He broke up with you over text message?
Unbelievable. Brett Burnett says Comedy Central better than Pac-12 Network.
Exactly.
Good chance. Stephen Smith gives us a $10 tip. Appreciate you, Stephen. What does this news tell you about the Pac-12, where the conference stands overall? And I believe the Pac-12 dies because of all the stupid moves they made since USC and UCLA left. They haven't made any moves.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. The lack of the moves is what's really fascinating. And this arrogance piece that you talk about is something that we've talked about at length. I mean, I think the arrogance piece is what makes it so that teams like Texas Tech don't want to come to your conference. I mean, it's just so obvious that that's killing you, man.
Yeah, and again, they spent so much time and money trying to keep UCLA from leaving that, it crippled them. And again, I could go over it. Less of me More of you. Jeremy Severe, the Mountain West and the Big 10 and the Big 12 will swallow up those teams. I think there's a real chance of that. I think the Mountain West, again, I know I'm crazy. I'm just the idiot on YouTube.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
And I know that Tanner's going to lose his mind when I say this. This whole Utah Tech conference thing, that was not some little deal. And I will again go down and say Utah Tech is the sleeping giant in this state. Because if you give them the proper exposure and the proper money and the proper leadership,
water that plant,
they will dominate the southern half of this state. And I know. Oh, it's BYU. No, this is Pac-12.
We built this program on NIL.
Well, you read that billboard, it says Pac-12 country. We get it. It's BYU in Utah.
Yeah.
The southern half of this state is ready to be taken over. And I'm telling you, Utah Tech is going to do it. And you can tell me again, Tanner, I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it. They have the money. They have the facilities. And now they are out hunting for exposure. That's what this new little football, if you guys didn't hear about this, they did this new little conference thing over here where nobody was watching.
What are you talking about, man?
Right? The Mohicans and,
yeah,
the Cowboys and their last Rebels and they're just over here doing their little football conference new thing.
Just take it nice and easy, okay? Just relax.
You just remember that. Tanner says, Mont, are you really going to die on this hilarious Utah Tech is a sleeping giant argument?
Yes.
Yeah, because you can't tell me they're not. You can't tell me they're not. They already have a high level of achievement in athletics for where they are. They took Utah, or they took BYU to the second half, dude.
Yeah.
It's not like you rolled in there and Wyoming'd them.
Yeah.
They took you to the second half. They're already getting decent levels of recruits. If they get more money and more exposure, what's going to happen when Utah Tech, when that happens? Are they going to be where Weber State is? Potentially. But who knows? All I'm saying is the smaller conferences in this country are not going to be weak forever. And I think if we learned anything from Deion Sanders,
yeah,
if you get the right money and the right leadership, you can win football games.
Yes. It's just
the
reality, dude.
I'm just some moron over here.
Yeah,
and
you need to really stop saying dumb things about dumb things.
You idiot. Jeremy Severe says the Mountain West and the Big 10 and the Big 12 will swallow up teams. Tyler P. says, I sure wish they would get a deal done so we can stop hearing about it constantly. It does wear me out. But again, I wear you guys out by telling you how right we always are. Brett Burnett says, that's the problem, Jeremy, is they will get even less money after this explodes. I don't disagree.
It's not the best situation, and we all know that.
And this goes back to the economic climate in this country. Because now the SEC's under contract, the Big Ten's under contract, the Big 12's under contract.
Yes.
How much money do you think there is to go around?
It's no coincidence. You're the only one not under contract.
And by the way, it'd be nice if you won a national championship in football.
Damn.
I mean, the Pac-10 has not won anything. This is the problem with Utah. Utah has been good enough to win the Pac-10, the Pac-12 2 years in a row. I'm going to stumble on that forever. They've been good enough to win back-to-back Pac-12 championships. Yeah. They've been good enough to lose in the Rose Bowl 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
You need Utah, because I do think that, again, the best football program remaining in the Pac-10 is Utah. It's not Oregon. It's Utah. Utah needs to take that next step forward. And it'd be nice if they got in, if now with an expanded college football playoff coming, it'd be great if Utah got in and won a national championship. That'd be splendid.
Yeah.
That'd be splendid. Because they're ready to do something big. They just haven't done it yet. And maybe they won't. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice if somebody from the Pac-10 did something.
And everyone else, bro.
It is. Because I'm still the guy that says, hey, by the way, Big Ten still has like half a football team.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to make Waterboy jokes. Eric and Raleigh, George Kliavkoff may ask himself, quote, how did I kill my conference? And he may ask himself, quote, where did all my teams go? And he may ask himself, will I ever work again? And he may tell himself, this is all my fault. It is not all his fault. I don't think he was a dead man walking the minute he hit the door.
Yeah.
Frankly, Tanner says, in a way, Brett Yormark is like the Joker. He shows the schemers how pathetic their attempts to control things really are.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think that if you're
schemers,
I don't think George Kliavkoff understands just how damn good Brett is at his job.
Well, and I think I agree that this is a lot about the arrogance of this conference.
Yes.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that, a hundo P. Yes. I think this is, and the two people here, the two entities that have handled themselves really well, are Brett Yormark in the Big 12, and I've heard repeatedly that San Diego State has just chilled. They've taken the phone calls, they've taken the meetings, they've entertained George Kliavkoff, but they have not said yes, they have not said no, they have said okay.
Schemers trying to control their little worlds.
Okay. And I'm telling you that according to my sources, Gonzaga told Brett Yormark, who verbally offered them a place in the conference, nah, not right now. Not right now. So why hasn't Brett Yormark done anything? Because he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
He can just wait and watch George whittle his fingers away trying to do something or nothing.
Doesn't make you feel responsible.
Eric and Rowley says, Brett Yormark just has to sit by and watch Kliavkoff burn the world down.
Yes.
Truth.
Yes.
Gabriel, Brett Yormark is a genius, and it's crazy how he turned potential trash to major treasure. Every time he talks about the Pac-10, he always has a major smirk on his face.
Yes.
You ain't wrong, dude. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Brady Cook, a member of the program. Good to see you, Brady. Pac-12 is a joke. They have no direction. Totally agree.
Yep.
Jason, Utah Tech, USU. Can't call them Dixie State anymore.
Yeah.
And Morris says Utah Tech already getting many Southern Nevada and California recruits. No, they're not. Just ask Tanner Plummer. Utah Tech sucks.
Well, everybody sucks. I mean,
Brett Burnett says just not enough money to split whether Pac adds or takes away. They got beat by other conferences to the real money.
Facts.
But you guys, like the Big 12 was dumb to come to conference or to come to market early. And
well, we're the conference of champions.
Yeah, we've got Bill Walton smoking ayahuasca on the set over here.
Correcto mundo.
Smoke it, you drink it.
Right.
Anyway, we've got Bill Walton smoking ayahuasca on the set over here, man.
Wonder if him and Aaron hang out.
I mean, have you seen how well we swim? Have you been to a Pac? I don't want to hear you talk about the Conference of Champions. You haven't even, bro, do you even watch Pac-12 swimming?
Fucking A.
I don't watch swimming. I watch water polo, though.
Duh. Roger Sales, who's a member of the program, says, what the Pac-12 media day before the season? George K. says the teams have to have same culture like a dozen times. Code word for woke campuses. Wow. Should we go to Pac-12 media day this year? You hate going to Pac-12 media day.
What does it get? The only thing it gets for the channel is interviews. This is what I say about Radio Row for the Super Bowl. Everyone says, oh my God, it's Radio Row. But what do you give the listener? What do you give the consumer? Interview. Like, okay, great.
So we usually watch the Jim Rome program.
Pisses me off.
After the show, while we're doing our post-production, we're shooting shorts, we're editing videos. Well, I'm the talent. He does, and I say, hey, can you flip on Jim Rome? No, he's at the Super Bowl. I don't want to see him talking to nobodies. Because you do wind up getting the guy who's like, all right, here's Jimmy Smith. He's here to talk about Peachy Dan's Chihuahua sauce.
Because it's garbage.
And then listening to Romy try to do his patented opens for interviews, which admittedly, I like his opens to interviews where he's running down the guy's resume and everything he's done. I love that. But it's a little tougher when it's Buddy from accounting and not, some superstar athlete.
Here's Stan Jones. He wants to talk to you about Billy Joe's beefsteak sticks.
My next guest has 3 kids. He, they're 2, 5, and 7. He has been working his way up the food chain at his corporate company for 10 years.
He's got a bit of a boiler hanging off the front of his abdomen.
He won Employee of the Month the same month that he got written up for stapling someone else's finger.
Cue the plaque that says Employee of the Month.
Yeah.
I agree.
Should we go to Pac-12
So
Media
you
Day?
hate Super Bowl week?
Yeah, I hate Super Bowl week.
Okay.
I don't understand the point. What so let me get this right. We're going to shut down Old Town Scottsdale when the Super Bowl's not even in Scottsdale. It's not even in the city limits,
It's an
bro.
hour away.
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It's an hour away. Do you guys know that the Arizona Cardinals, you may not know this. The Arizona Cardinals play in Glendale. Which is basically it's not Brigham, but it's
Logan.
No, it's not Logan. You think it's Logan?
Yeah, I think it's that far. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say like North Ogden.
Okay, North Ogden. Sure. That's fine.
It's up there, dude. It is. And it's like having ESPN's TV set in downtown Salt Lake when the Super Bowl is being played at Utah State.
Yeah.
Like
what
it's
are we
not
doing?
It's not close.
So my point just is not I love the Super Bowl and I'm looking forward to watching it. I'm looking forward to it. Like we're gonna have a great time. But I don't love this whole thing about like Radio Row and like, ESPN having First Take set in the middle of the street. Like, dude, relax.
What if they get hit by a car? The street's closed. Okay, I'll move on. Tanner says, I'm with you, Jake. Super Bowl week media row is a joke. Neville93, good morning, Neville. Hope the kids are well. Quick question. I hope you can read this. I'm just really confused about what we're going to do with Russell Westbrook. Give me 13 minutes, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Eric and Raleigh says, same as Super Bowl media glad-handing week in San Francisco with the game in Santa Clara.
Exactly. Precisely.
Exactly, Eric. You're exactly right.
Precisely.
Because where the 49ers play is actually San Jose is what you would know it as, but it's South Bay. And it's like an hour south. Like it's hard to get to. Santa Clara is so difficult to get to because it's just out there,
bro.
Like
Full
it's
send,
far.
Billy. Full send.
That was one of the worst parts of my gig in San Francisco was having to drive because the 49ers Levi Stadium, their practice facility is right next door. So you have to go there every day it's such a pain.
Yeah.
Greg Romano says, I like the thought of the Big 12 until I realized they've invited those 4 G5 schools. No thanks.
Why?
So Houston was in demand. BYU's not a G5 school. Cincinnati was in the college football playoff wrongly, in my opinion. So what's wrong with Central Florida? Roger Sales says, for sure you should go to Media Day. Ask the tough questions. I would love to see you ask George K. I'd love to interview George K. He's not been amenable at this point. Brett Burnett says, what's the real difference between G5 and P5? Not much with playoff expansion, and now it's about getting money. It is.
Yeah, it's money.
It is. It just
and
is.
it's educational facilities. It's educational curriculum.
Here at Stanford, in every one of our partners in the Conference of Champions, we have microscopes that are much more powerful than what they have in the Big 12, okay? And look at the clarity. Can you see the clarity of our Petri dishes? Look how clean they are. You can see right through there. And our magnetometers, dude.
It's internal.
That's what I hate about the Pac-10. And again, I know nobody's going to believe me when I say this. I'm like an actual Pac-10 fan.
Yeah.
Like I'm a passionate Pac-10 football believer.
Yeah.
I hate that conference is like, hey, man, if you look at, look, here's a Pac-10 Petri dish. Here's a Big 12 spittoon. If you look at the Pac-10 Petri dish, it's crystal clear. And you can see, look at the writing on the side. We had it embossed with Conference of Champions. Look how beautiful that is. Now over here, you have this Big 12 spittoon. And we got it. And I should probably be honest. We lied to Comcast, so I will lie to you. I won't tell you that we got this off of Ken Williams' manure farm.
Butthole.
Ken Williams, the steer farmer up there in Wyoming, he gave us this beautiful tin bucket. We're going to call it a Petri dish. And you notice that we took spray paint and put some calculations on the side of the spittoon with spray paint. And it says Big 12 Petri dish. Look how dirty it is. Look at all the dents on their Petri dish. Now that's what they do.
Yeah.
Right? I hate you.
Yeah.
I don't believe that George Kliavkoff. Here, let me be a dick. I don't believe George Kliavkoff has a difficult job. Pretty straightforward. What he should have done is come in and slash their budgets. He should have immediately liquefied their leases, which is what you should have, because there's no reason to be in downtown frickin' San Francisco. Should have immediately done that, and he should have immediately gone out and tried to get an extension of his TV rights. Instead, he talked too much, and that's why it is what it is.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, it's the singular reason that they are where they are, because George Kliavkoff doesn't watch football at 50, 10 of the hour every hour. That's exactly why the Pac-12 is now the Pac-10,
Facts.
and Luka's mom's not in the conference anymore.
Facts.
I thought that was some of my better work.
Yeah, it was.
Football at 50 is presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. It's Friday night, man. Hook it up. Get on the app right now. Download the Papa Murphy's app. Order your pizza. You can set it for any pickup time you want. Open the door, the to-go rack. Your food is sitting there at 5 o'clock. Boom, bang, bing. Pick up the pizza. Pick up the marinara meatballs. You're taking big chocolate chip cookies. Good to go. Thank me, because I just saved your weekend. I'm telling you, what you don't know is that Papa Murphy's Pizza is an aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
It got Jake a girlfriend. It can do the same for you at papamurphys.com or download the mobile app, Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show and use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 hairs or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Patrick Mahomes won the NFL Most Valuable Player. Where are you at on Patty Ice? Are you a big Patty Ice guy?
He's the best quarterback in the league. It just is what it is. And I wish that things were different. I wish that, the playoffs were in consideration. I wish several things. But at the end of the day, he's the best quarterback in the league. And that's just pretty straightforward, man. I don't know how else to get around that.
Eagles are 1.5 in the Super Bowl. And so now my question is, how are you going to bet this game? 35 of the 56 previous Super Bowls, the favorites have won. The 2015 game between the Patriots and Seahawks kicked off as a pick'em, so it doesn't count. What that means is the record of 35-20 goes to the favorite.
Yeah.
And by the way, how many times has the NFL MVP actually won the Super Bowl? Not many. Time is not on Patty Ice's side. Yep. I'm telling you, and I know, again, Tanner Plummer, you're probably gone already because we're amazing. If you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, get your popcorn ready because you're about to win the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, they are going to win the Super Bowl.
I just have hesitation betting against Patrick Mahomes, dude, and it has nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. Nothing. I think Jalen Hurts is a hell of a quarterback, more than capable of winning this thing, 100%. More than capable. But to me, it's Patrick Mahomes. He's been here, he's done that. This is not a big stage for him. He's ready, dude. This is Jalen Hurts' first time. I don't know, man. I have questions.
The Eagles are going to win this game because the Eagles scrambled 44 times for 321 yards. That's the fifth most in the NFL. Jalen Hurts' shoulder looks really good. And the other thing you got to remember here is 68% of teams in the Super Bowl who score first win. The Eagles have scored first 15 times. You want to know how you bet this game? First of all, play a parlay. Let's parlay it up here on the Monty Show.
The Monty Show.
3 parlay for you. What you're going to do is you're going to take the Eagles to cover the 1.5 and win the game. 20 of the last 22 Super Bowls went under their quarterly over-unders in the first quarter. So Eagles to cover the 1.5, under in the first quarter, by the way. And then the other thing that I would tell you here, the Eagles won 3 games against quarterbacks who made the Pro Bowl in 2022-2023. The deity, the God of all God, Jared Goff.
Damn right.
Kirk Cousins and Trevor Lawrence, all in the first 5 weeks of the regular season. They can beat teams. Now, here's the other thing. Why you should bet on the opening kickoff not being a touchback. Only 3 of the last 29 Super Bowls, the opening kickoff has been a touchback. Eagles to cover, first quarter under. No touchback on the opening kickoff.
I like it.
Break me off a piece on my parlay. Go ahead and put the money down on that. Telling you.
I like it. It's a good parlay. 100%.
It's what I do.
This guy.
Where are you at on this game, dude?
I like the Chiefs in this game. I think the Chiefs will find a way. I think it's easy to get on the narrative that the Eagles are the newcomer and it's Hurts and they were destined and everything's going to work out. But somehow, some way, inevitably, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce connect for a touchdown early in the game, and then their offense is rolling. And to me, the only question is going to be, what is the Chiefs' offensive line going to do against that pass rush? Because if they hold up, if they give Patrick Mahomes even 3 seconds to look, this game's over.
Do you realize this opening kickoff bet is fantastic? You can find the price as high as plus 160 on DraftKings. To get plus 160, I mean, what you get paid on that almost 90% of the time.
Yes.
Plus 160 or better, you make almost 90% of the time. They're going to return the opening kickoff. I would bet that as my third in the parlay.
Yeah. I like that bet a lot. The numbers say you should.
Kick returners love running that kick back, dude.
Yes, the odds. May the odds be ever in your favor, huh?
All right, drop your Super Bowl predictions. Where are you guys at on this game? Gabriel says, I have the Chiefs winning, but other than that, I agree. Macho Man says, good morning. Alex Chacon says, I'm sorry, but the Super Bowl is a big stage for everyone. The only person that it was less of a big stage for was Tommy.
I'm telling you, dude, it's not. Not for Pat. He's been here. He's won. He's done this.
Patrick, please.
Yeah, he's I like
the Patrick price.
Yeah.
Greg Romano says, Patrick may have won the MVP, but is he in the Pro Bowl? Go Tyler.
Wow.
Okay. Tyler P says, don't bet against Mahomes. You think Monty would have learned after he constantly picked the Bengals? Okay. Tanner says, oh, Mont, the fact you said Philly will win the game guarantees the Eagles will lose. Okay. Boyd Lake says, now the Eagles are jinxed. Since when have I become a jinx on football teams?
Yeah, I mean, this is the guy who's been supporting the Cowboys. I mean, come on.
Are you kidding? The Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, duh.
Never.
Dak's the best quarterback ever.
By the way, who's the Walter Payton Man of the Year? Dak Prescott.
Joe Burrow.
Fine human being. Wears Jordans, and now he's the NFL Man of the Year with 15 interceptions.
Yeah.
His on-field performance has nothing to do with that award.
Yeah, he's the Man of the Year.
Never. Tanner says, I never understood why they give out those rewards before the Super Bowl. Because you got to do something on a Thursday night, don't you? I think you do.
Yeah.
And I think that we all recognize that, the best thing to do on your Friday night is to get the Hart Baker pizza.
When you get a Hart Baker pizza from Papa Murphy's, it's like you're our Valentine. Because we're giving you our heart, our fresh pepperoni and cheese-covered heart to take and bake however and whenever you'd like. But then you give our heart away? So does that make us your Valentine? Wow, love is hard. Thank goodness we're pizza. So whether you need a Valentine or need to be one, get what you need this Valentine's Day with a Hart Baker pizza from Papa Murphy's.
Make sure you use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza. And again, folks, here's my Papa Murphy's order. You can bet a parlay on this as well.
Yeah.
Which means just send me the money so I can get pizza. Traditional crust barbecue sauce. Herb, put the herb mix on there. Cheese. Extra onion mix. Extra mushroom. Extra cheese.
Boom.
Sex.
Boom.
Then you're going to get the marinara meatball. And it's in the specialty section, marinara meatballs. And I'm telling you, eat half of them, put the other half in the fridge for tomorrow because second day marinara meatballs.
Bomb.
Dude, cut those meatballs up, put them on your pie. Boom. Italian beef, marinara meatballs from Papa Murphy's.
Yeah.
Tell them your Uncle Carlo sent you.
Yeah, Carlo.
I'm telling you, they're amazing. At Papa Murphy's Pizza, download the Papa Murphy's app. Use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more. Mike P. Rain Dakota Prescott is a biracial angel.
Oh my God, just like that. Oh.
I mean, okay. Okay, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Can you tell me the country of origin on the word biracial angel?
I believe that's American.
Bro.
Could be out of my mind. Ken Williams says pepperoni, no sausage, pineapple. What is no?
No, he's saying that's a no. Like, you don't do that.
Oh, okay. Pepperoni. Oh, no.
Don't touch me there. That, sir, is my no square.
Why? Sausage, pineapple, mushroom, and onions. Hell yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Brent Burnett says Chiefs for the win, but would not be surprised if Philly blew out the Chiefs. Well, hey, thanks for
taking a stance.
Man,
there,
wow.
Man.
That is a powerful opinion. Hey,
yeah.
Jeremy Bolton finally got his lazy ass out of bed. Let's
the
go.
Here?
What, do you got a Ragnar today? What's up?
What, Mr. Iron Man?
I have a proclamation from the desk of the mayor.
Jeremy, talk to me, bro. Where are you? How is the headband today? Is it sweaty or what are we doing?
What are we doing? I love your avatar, by the way. K. Nurin says KC 35-24.
Okay.
Jeremy Severe says 27-24 Eagles.
Burrowhead Stadium.
I'm going to say, here's where I'm at on the Eagles. I think that is their offensive line, undervalued. Their defense is the best defense in the NFL. And I think Patrick Mahomes is going to get hit a lot. I still don't believe that he can. I don't believe that he can be healthy. Nobody's healthy. Okay, cool. He's like 70% on that ankle. I think the Eagles defense wins this game. And again, I will just die on this hill and probably with Tanner Plummer pecking my eyeballs out of my dead skull. But I'm telling you, Jalen Hurts is ready. Jalen Hurts is ready, man. Jalen Hurts is ready to go.
Yeah.
He's ready to go. Jeremy Bolton says, Ragnar Spartan headband is full of greatness today.
There you go. See?
Love it.
See? That's what I'm talking about, dude.
Love it. Jeremy says, what is up with it, everyone?
See, that's what I'm saying. I like that energy. Jeremy might be late, but he brought some good energy.
And my Monty fan says, get it, Jeremy. Eric and Raleigh says, why are you not a Mahomie, Tim? Well, because his girlfriend and his brother are annoying as hell. And Jalen Hurts is a better story. Didn't want him in Alabama? Okay, I'll go to Oklahoma.
That's right, T.
Nobody wanted him in Philly. Nobody wanted him in Philly. And the guy is just,
Yep.
Mike P. Wait, do the Cowboys suck or did they hang 40 on the best defense in the league?
Both.
That's what I'm saying.
Thus, they're the Cowboys.
Ken Williams. Really, I don't care who wins. I just want a good game.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't want this like 50
Truth.
to 10 crap.
Truth.
I'm done with blowouts in NFL games. Like, come on.
G off. Close game all the way though, but Patty will beat Hurts on and of the game drive. Okay, with title time left, he's just better under no time pressure. Okay, I'm telling you, and you guys, you will whittle my toenails down beautifully when Jalen Hurts wins the MVP of the Super Bowl. I'm ready. I'm here for it, man. Bless up. I'm here for it. No, it's not stupid.
Why? You were doing so good.
What?
And then you had to roll out with Jalen Hurts is going to be the Super Bowl MVP.
Better send those refunds.
You don't think
No.
Who's going to be the
Mahomes.
MVP? Patrick
Mahomes, dude.
And his hot wife.
Yes.
How about that?
Who's annoying as hell. Do you know about Patrick Mahomes' wife? Dude, don't follow her on Instagram. His brother, you know what? Patrick Mahomes' brother is that guy that wears a size too small white denim jeans.
Fucking Cole Beasley.
And yeah, exactly. And you're just like, dude, they're white, it's denim, and you're fat. Like, what, were they sold out of a 36, so you're rocking those 28s?
Yeah, apparently.
Right? Like, he's that guy. He's that dude.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. You just look at Patrick Mahomes' brother and you're like, dude, you can't do whatever the hell that is.
And that's how I look at it.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah.
That's who his brother is. That was probably too far. Gabriel says, I am worried about the halftime show. Honestly, I feel like something is going to happen that screws up the performance.
Okay, can we play this Patty Ice video about Rihanna? Please.
She's going to crush it at halftime. I have family members that I think are more excited about the halftime show than they are the game. And so whatever Rihanna says is like the gospel. So I'm glad that she went with me for that honor.
She didn't. She didn't. I was just messing around.
Okay, I don't know. I know most of you guys are employed, but we're hiring a new producer on the show.
Okay, no, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not.
We are too.
We're not.
Because
the whole point is
whoever the idiot that cut
days.
this video, whoever the idiot is that cut this video,
it's been in there 3 days. We've been trying to get to it.
Patrick Mahomes on Tuesday at Super Bowl Media Day was this guy thought it'd be funny to say to Patrick Mahomes, well, you know, hey, Patty Ice, did you hear that Rihanna said you're the best quarterback ever? What are your thoughts on that?
She's going to crush it at halftime. I have family members that I think are more excited about the halftime show than they are the game. And so whatever Rihanna says is like the gospel. So I'm glad that she went with me for that honor.
She didn't. She didn't. I was just messing around.
Oh, man. You got me up here smiling and smirking.
His laugh at the end of this. First of all, that's one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. Okay, what can we do to get some attention? Why don't we lie to Patrick Mahomes?
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Nailed it. Okay, what can we lie about? Why don't we tell him that his brother is cool? No,
Facial recognition.
That's too much. Why don't we say Rihanna said he's the best quarterback ever? And then you go and ask him that. Like, how stupid is that? How stupid? Like, that's what Super Bowl week.
But that's my point. You don't see them doing that to Jalen Hurts, dude. Mahomes has been here. He's done this. This isn't his first rodeo. Like, come on, man.
Do you think the Super Bowl is fixed? By the way, Damar Hamlin actually made his own public appearance yesterday. As it turns out, and I could be wrong about this.
Wait, Buddy's alive?
I could be wrong about this. Did you guys see Damar Hamlin? They dug him up, and
Don't lie to me.
Damar Hamlin made an appearance yesterday at NFL Honors, and they honored the life-saving heroes who kept him alive on the field.
So Damar's body double was
right
there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
well,
you.
because the NFL is scripted, so Damar's body double obviously was there.
So ridiculous.
Infowars.com.
It's so ridiculous. What did Roger Goodell say about NFL officials? You'll hear about that after these words from the Advocates.
You've been in an accident and now you're injured. Though it wasn't your fault, you now have to deal with getting your car fixed, mounting medical bills, and insurance companies who don't play fair. But don't worry. The experienced team at the Advocates are here to get you the support you need.
Yes, they are. Theadvocates.com, where you never pay a consultation fee. What? You never pay a consultation fee or a retainer? No, you never pay the Advocates until they win your case. At theadvocates.com, there's a button there. You can chat with an attorney online 24/7, 365 at theadvocates.com, because listen, they know if somebody, hit you on your motorcycle, if somebody was driving distracted and got in a car accident with you, if somebody has a broken sidewalk that you tripped and fell on and were injured, that's not your fault. You didn't deserve that. But what you do deserve is an advocate, somebody that will fight for you. Get to theadvocates.com. Tell me you heard about it on the Monty Show.
Okay, I'm on major short timer syndrome. Can I just say that?
What do you mean?
I'm so ready for this little trip we're doing.
I am. By the way, don't forget next week on the show, while you're hitting the like button, don't forget next week on the show, we will be doing afternoons Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be in Tahoe.
Mm-hmm. Tahoe.
We should have a major sponsor announcement next week. We should have a big update on the Big 5-0 birthday bash with Max Tooley, who, BYU fans, Maximus, and Brant Keithy from Utah, the best tight end in the country. They're
What's
coming
up, big bro?
They asked me to be here. They want to be here to celebrate my birthday.
Right.
Well, we asked them to come out and stuff. Anyway, the point is they're coming to celebrate my birthday, March 10th at Maverick Center. You can join us. If you're a member of the program, you know that you are in already. It's $9.99 a month. All you have to do is join our exclusive membership group. By the way, appreciate you guys pushing us past 11,000 subs yesterday.
Absolutely smashed it, dude.
We're at 11,061 subscribers on the program. Show is growing and growing. We appreciate you. But as a member of the program, you get in to see Max Tooley, and you get in to see Brant Keithy on March 10th. Little Jizzy says, hey, talk Blaze football. You'll talk Blaze
football.
Now, you don't get to dictate topics on the show unless you're a member of the program, which you can do with the link right there. You know.
Get it done.
Eric and Raleigh says, and the NIL pay too. Happy birthday, Tim.
We built this program on NIL.
Where's my money?
Well,
you know.
Yeah.
It's what makes the world go round.
Yeah.
Tanner says, Blaze football. Man, that was a blast from the past. You guys know the Arena League is back, right? The Arena Football League is coming back.
Yeah.
Telling you. It's going to be amazing. But if you like, please hit the like button right now. That would be amazing. Hit subscribe. That would be amazing. Join our membership, $9.99 a month. Ask Ken Williams. He knows that we are open-minded and we exchange ideas and everybody's opinion is wrong but mine in the Instagram group.
Bro, you're going to make Ken think you don't like him, man.
I actually like Ken. Ken doesn't like me.
No, he likes you. He's fine. He just gets passionate.
I offered to come up to his ranch and pet his cattle. He said no.
Okay, is that a euphemism or...
Only you.
You said pet his cattle.
His longhorn. His longhorn. I said I'll pet your longhorn.
Okay.
Okay, that came out
Don't
wrong.
touch me there. That, sir, is my no-no square.
I told Ken Williams, hey, man, I'm coming up to the farm. I'm going to work those teats.
Hey, look here, man.
I told him, man. I am out of euphemisms of the phallic nature when it comes to livestock.
Dude.
You know, Jeremy Bolton, who's a member of the program, says, hey, Monty. Hey, Monty. Let's talk RSL. RSL is a winning program with a rich history and a huge fan base. I love soccer. It's the best.
Better send those refunds.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, Monty.
Hey, Monty. Jeremy Severe says arena football is back. Rednecks and football played inside. 12-year-old me freaked out. Rednecks and football played inside.
Bro.
Isn't that what we all were as kids?
If you guys ever want to kick it, we'll flow.
Merc Life says Jake is pissed. Jake is always pissed.
Oh, my God, man.
Always pissed. You know. Tanner says the mayor has spoken. Talk RSL.
Oh,
Don't
what
you
are you
mean
talking about,
Real?
Yeah, real.
Can
we talk some real Salt Lake while
we got to talk about that real Salty Lake thing.
Yeah.
You know, we've heard that they play arena football.
Yeah. Let's talk real Salt Lake while we eat more betters.
Exactly. We are going to hell. James Knight says still here.
What's up, big bro?
Oh, James, I love you, dude.
Bro, that's a signature troll right there, James. That might be your thing. That's funny as hell. Still here.
Oh, my God. Maybe we are on short-timer syndrome.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Let's go. Let's talk some NBA hoop on the Monty Show, presented, as always, by our good friends at Quack Car Wash. What's happening with Russell Westbrook?
Yeah.
It's a big question. So we've talked a lot about this. Russell Westbrook acquired in trade as I bask in the sunlight here on the Monty program.
You look amazing.
I do, too. Look how sexy I am.
Oh, my God, just like that. Oh.
Off the rails, dude. Russell Westbrook is a member of the Utah Jazz. Now, I told you yesterday, 90% the Jazz are going to buy him out. But a very interesting detail from Chris Haynes last night, who reported, Tanner, you should probably cover yours, just like we reported yesterday morning.
That's right, T.
That the Utah Jazz intend to meet with Russell Westbrook. They have touched base with him. They have had a phone conversation with him, and the Jazz do intend to meet with Russell Westbrook. And I do think there is a small sliver of opportunity where he could be a Jazz man, but I just don't see it happening. And when it comes to Russ, my guess is they're going to buy him out. Now, I told you yesterday, I still maintain the Chicago Bulls and the Miami Heat are players for Russell Westbrook. I think eventually he ends up with the LA Clippers. He's already has a home there. Obviously, he already lives there. And the Clippers need that position. They need the skill set that he brings. But I think that the Bulls, the Heat, and the Clippers, as I told you yesterday morning on the show, and as Chris Haynes reported on TNT last night, that the Bulls, the Clippers, and the Heat are the leaders for Russell Westbrook. Ultimately, I think he ends up in one of those three places, likely with the Clippers because he and Paul George are such close friends. It just makes a lot of sense. I don't believe that Russ plays a game for the Jazz. I think they want to talk to him and check out where his head's at and see what he's feeling and how he is looking at being a Jazz man. But at this point, Jake, I just don't see that as a realistic opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Russell Westbrook is a prime buyout candidate, and I think that, I just don't understand what the value for Russ is here. I think for him as a player, he's at a point in his career where he needs to be competing for championships. And I think that he had somewhat of an opportunity to do that with the Lakers, although I think the roster, went through its challenges. Obviously, they didn't have a great roster, but they move him. Now he has a chance to go back and go across the hallway, potentially. That's where I'd be trying to get to if I was Russ. I'd be trying to get to the Clippers because I can come in and I can really infuse some energy into that roster, and I don't have to score, even though he will score. But he doesn't have to be counted on as a reliable scoring option off the bench. I could even see him potentially getting a look at starting for them. So to me, if he gets there, right, assuming he gets there, which, he's got other suitors, but assuming he were to get to the Clippers, I think that's a really nice fit. And I just don't understand why you would even mess around with this. Let him go, buy him out, move on. That's what I would do.
And I think that makes a lot of sense to buy him out. And as you said, I think he's a guy that's going to play for a championship where he is in his career.
Yeah.
I also don't think it makes a whole lot of sense for the Jazz to keep him. I mean, obviously the acrimonious relationship he has with Jazz fans based on past incidents.
Yes.
I think that doesn't make a lot of sense. And the visual alone of Russell Westbrook wearing the note on his chest just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right. So I think they buy him out. I think it is... I don't know. I would put it at 90 to 95% they buy him out.
Yeah.
I think it is interesting that he agreed to meet with them. They had a phone conversation. He agreed to meet with them. Does he ever come to Salt Lake City? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Does he ever physically put his body in Salt Lake City? Probably not. But I think either way, it's a win for the Jazz.
Yep.
I mean, it is easily a win for the Jazz.
Well, and this creates all that cap space that we've been talking about. I mean, his expiring deal is the whole point of this, and picking up that pick. And, that's why I say, this is one of those that is just, hey, get it done. Just get it done, move on, and let's play our games.
Tyler P. says, let Russ ruin another team's championship aspirations. Oof, you're not wrong. M. Morris says, I love Russ. No one plays harder.
I agree with that. He does play hard.
And I listen, on Russell Westbrook, I do think he has a lot of gas left in the tank. I do believe, my opinion is that Russell Westbrook is a better player than we've seen in LA. It's very difficult to play with LeBron.
Right.
I don't think anybody doubts that. But the problem with Russ is not that he wasn't performing. He's a pain in the ass.
Yes.
The guy is just not somebody, he's not a get-along guy. He's not somebody you want on your team. He's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And I think Dave McMenamin had a really interesting source the other day when he said that Russ was a vampire in the Lakers locker room. And that's a very serious word. He sucks the life out of a locker room. And I think that's not wrong. Chance K says he chokes in the playoffs, in playoff time like Clarkson. Ow.
Damn.
Yowzer.
I mean, he's not wrong. Clarkson did choke. Yeah.
Jeremy Bolton. Jaron Collins also played really hard. That's funny. That is funny. Let's see. NY Monty fan. Love watching Westbrook highlights on Shaqtin' a Fool. He's a staple. See Shaqtin' a Fool where they make idiots of themselves. Brent Burnett says Westbrook does play hard and has a diehard fan base. Should play for the Jazz and raise his value. To what, though?
Yeah.
You're not raising your value on the Jazz. You're raising your value on the Clippers. Or you're raising your value if you make the Bulls a playoff team or if you help the Heat get better. That's how you raise your value because he wants another contract, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yeah.
Do people hate Russell Westbrook?
I think in Salt Lake they do. And I think that's another aspect of it. I mean, like you were saying, his reputation with the fan base is awful. And I would guess he's not a real big fan of the fan base himself. So to me, I just don't understand why you would even talk to him. I guess I get it on some level. Hey, he's coming over. You have the rights to him. I guess have a conversation. But about what? The fans don't like him. He doesn't like the fans. As you said, and I completely agree, it would be awkward to have the note on his chest. It's just a weird thing. Like, it just doesn't, it's just not a fit. It is the classic not a fit, thing. Like, that's just what it is, man.
What do you make of some of these smaller trades in the NBA? Like, I mean, Josh Richardson to the Pelicans. I actually think that trade is probably undervalued.
Yeah.
I think that trade is undervalued. I do. Ooh, good question. James Knight says, has there been a bigger fall from grace than Russ? There probably is not. But who knows? But yeah, what do you make of some of these smaller deals? I mean, I look at this deal where Josh Richardson goes to the Pelicans for Devontae Graham and 4 second-round picks.
4 second-round picks.
I love that deal for the Pelicans did absolutely nothing yesterday.
Yeah. They were definitely one of those teams, no doubt.
I still do not understand what the Knicks with Josh Hart, if that's all you did, that's not a great move.
No.
I look at Cleveland, Toronto, Jakob Poeltl is all you did. The Chicago Bulls are a joke. To me, that's one of the most embarrassing franchises in the NBA.
100%. And I think Jerry Reinsdorf is continuing to suffocate that team.
The owner of the team.
Yeah. I think that Jerry Reinsdorf is somebody who needs to sell that team. And I think that he won't. And I think that as long as he owns the team, they'll be mediocre because he just doesn't understand how to basketball.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at things like, Eric Gordon is a transformative pickup for the Clippers. Like, they needed three-point shooting. They needed depth. They got that. And they dump Luke Kennard, and the Rockets end up with Danny Green.
Yeah.
And the Clippers get Eric Gordon 3 second-round picks and the rights to pick swaps. That's pretty impressive. I look at, like, a trade that's not a small trade. Mo Bamba to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Is not a small trade.
Uh-huh.
Right? But I also look at this James Wiseman deal.
Yeah.
Is Kevin Knox and 5 second-round picks to Golden State?
You know what Kevin Knox is? Kevin Knox is the guy that Golden State develops into an all-star. That's what Kevin Knox is. Like, he's the guy. He's the guy that they take that everyone feels like, oh, he's a project or he hasn't quite lived up to it, and they turn him into something special. I mean, again, look no further than Andrew Wiggins. I mean, Andrew Wiggins was maligned. Everyone said he sucked, and that was a terrible deal, and he was a hack of an all-star, and then he goes and helps you win a championship.
And then the Bones Highland deal.
Yeah. I
don't know what to make of that deal.
Everybody in Salt Lake on the radio and in the media and on the news was saying that Bones Highland was so unhappy in Denver and he was a problem. And I look, I get that guys sometimes aren't happy with their current situations, but Bones Highland wasn't unhappy to the point where they had to trade him because he was unhappy. He was making plays, he was contributing, he was working his ass off for that team. So I don't tend to buy into this whole thing about how he was so unhappy. I think that they needed to move, and I think that teams are understanding that draft capital is what gets deals done. And I think that's why a lot of teams are just offloading guys.
Yeah, and I think when you look at then Knox ending up in Portland, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just my opinion on that deal is it's very interesting that you look at, and I think Knox wound up in...
Let me just verify.
In Portland.
I don't want to misspeak. That was those under the radar ones.
Yeah, I don't want to misspeak on that. But my point is, Kevin Knox is a guy to me that he did wind up in Portland. Kevin Knox is a guy to me.
That was the GP2 deal. Yeah.
Yes. Kevin Knox is a guy to me that winds up being a star in somebody else's locker room.
Yes.
But I don't like Kevin Knox and Thibault.
Uh-huh.
What does that do for you? I know that Phil Knight's trying to buy that team, and listen, man, I totally get it. But I need somebody to explain to me in childlike language, because clearly I don't get it. What is Portland trying to do with Damian Lillard? I honestly, I don't get it. I look at their as a team that is 500 at home, essentially 15-12, a game under 500 on the year. Help me understand exactly what it is that you are doing. Because, I understand I'm just little old Mont over here.
Yeah, Monty.
But somebody explain to me, what are they doing with these deals? Because I don't see that a guy like Matisse Thybulle makes them some remarkably better team.
Uh-huh.
I don't see that Kevin Knox, because he's not going to play in front of Nasir Little. Are you really going to play Kevin Knox instead of Nasir Little?
I think it's situational.
I don't know, man.
Nasir Little's some world beater.
I think Nasir Little's a pretty nice player. I think Nasir Little's a guy who is a 20-minute-a-night guy, and he's not going to kill you. He's going to give you rebounds. He's going to work hard. And
wasn't Kevin Knox a 6'10", isn't he?
6'7", 215.
6'7", okay.
But he just doesn't he doesn't play any minutes.
Well, he hasn't. That's the point, though. They're hoping that, hey, he can, and he will.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. All I'm saying is, in my opinion, these little deals, there's got to be something with better value than this. I still think of the little deals, James Wiseman is arguably the most intriguing guy of any of the little deals that were done.
Yes.
Because I think James Wiseman has the absolute upside, and I think I'm shocked at the Clippers. I'm shocked at Eric Gordon.
But I don't think the Clippers had to do a ton to be good. I think Eric Gordon's a nice addition for them. I mean, he fits into what they needed.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I look at some of these deals. I still don't understand why they didn't. I mean, I do understand it. I mean, NBA sources were telling us that Kelly Olynyk had very little value.
Yeah.
Did they improve themselves from a big? That's the only thing I look at the Clippers, and I'm like, what do you do with that? You know, like, what do you do if you're the LA Clippers now and you look at their depth? They didn't really get a point guard. Terrence Mann is still your starting point guard. So does Russ come in and start? That's why I said Russell Westbrook to the Clippers makes a hell of a lot of sense to me.
Yes, I agree. I agree completely. 100%.
Because if it's Russ, PG, Kawhi, Marcus Morris, and Ivica Zubats, and I don't know, maybe I undervalue Mason Plumlee, and I know they've got Rocco.
Right, Rocco.
Maybe I undervalue Mason Plumlee, but I mean, Plumlee's not a bad player.
The thing with Plumlee is he can operate. So Plumlee's got enough of a handle for a big that he can move around the top of the key and create angles for you. And he's not somebody that's going to demand the ball, but he'll still give you a double-double on a lot of nights.
He was getting 30 minutes a game in Charlotte.
Yeah.
You giving him 30 minutes a night in LA?
Depends on the matchup. Depends on the matchup.
That's true.
I mean, Zubats is a hell of a big for what he is as an undersized guy. I mean, 7-footer as listed on ESPN, but he doesn't play 7 feet tall. I can tell you that.
No, he's soft. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think the James Wiseman deal was the best little deal done, but I also think Eric Gordon and Bones Highland is a nice upgrade off the bench because neither one of those two guys is going to start.
Yeah.
John Wall was a complete disaster. He's getting bought out in Houston.
Bro.
How did
Send
the Lakers
his ass back to Houston just to get bought out?
How did the Lakers not call on John Wall?
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, I would think you would.
So I'm saying maybe this all comes back around for the Lakers.
Yeah. Brother says Portland wins the trade with Cam Reddish, but I'm not sure they needed Kevin Knox when GB2 to send GB2 back to the Warriors. But I'll be happy that we take Josh Hart because he's got best rebound in same. Okay. I think that Josh Hart brings you a certain panache.
Yeah.
He brings you a certain attitude that I think is a nice. But Cam Reddish was dead there. I mean,
he hadn't played in like 30 games, dude. Quite literally.
Tom Thibodeau's a jag, dude. The Knicks won't win until he's gone.
Yep.
They won't. I just don't think he's ever going to be an elite coach. He's had so many good rosters, and he's just blown them up. Why did they keep Derrick Rose? There's so many guys on that Knicks team that you could turn
facial recognition
to picks, dude. Kanai Johnson, good morning. I seen an article that was saying Westbrook to the Clippers and John Wall to the Jazz.
I don't understand why would John Wall here, dude.
I have not heard John Wall to the Jazz.
I guess it's a budget play because the Rockets are paying his money, at this stage.
Well, all those guys will take veteran minimums once they're bought out. I mean, Russ will be a veteran minimum.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting. I do. K. Nurin says, I like the Wiseman trade. Is draft capital undervalued because the last couple of drafts haven't been very deep? This draft is. I think this draft has the potential to put out 20 All-Stars, and you probably have 40 guys in this draft.
Yeah.
That are just murderers. Brandon Butler, a member of the program. Good morning. A lot of owners are just treading water to make money. They embrace mediocrity like it's Luka's mom on Family Home Evening. Wow.
My name is Luka.
Wow.
Okay, we're getting Family Home Evening references. I like
it.
Is going.
I like Family Home Evening.
Yeah, I'm ready to have some fun, I guess. I don't know. Like, I feel like the deadline has been just, I don't know. It hasn't been bad. It hasn't been horrible.
No.
It just has been, this week has just been like heavy. I don't know. It's been a grind this week with the deadline and like.
We've had a pretty good week though.
We have.
I mean,
just am, I don't know, man.
Where are we at? Make sure you guys hit the like button, please. That really helps the channel grow. Subscriber-wise, we've had a huge week on the program. It is 11,062.
There you go.
Dude, I appreciate you guys printing. I don't know. I think, why would John Wall go to the that doesn't make any sense to me that John Wall would go to the Jazz.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, of all the things the Jazz could do, why would you bring in John Wall? I would have Colin Sexton as my starter.
Well, you might as well. What do you have to lose? Like,
the problem is you're not going to play real good basketball with Colin Sexton and JC on the floor together. I hate that combo.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys like that combo, Colin Sexton?
It creates chaos, bro.
Does it though?
Yes. And chaos in a bad way, not chaos in a good way.
Okay. Yeah, I just think there's not a lot of direction being taken. I think Colin Sexton doesn't listen very well. And I think Jordan Clarkson doesn't care. Yeah. I think he plays his style of game, and that's it.
Yeah.
And, again, he's that guy. And we'll see it repeatedly. He's that guy that's going to drive into the paint, and he's going to kick that ball into the first row.
Yeah. Oh, so, okay. See, now the crowd, you got to listen to the crowd here. They want to talk food, bro.
Oh, God.
They're trying to talk food, I think.
Well, get us to 100 likes, and we'll talk food. We're at almost 1,700 views today. We're only at 88 likes.
Yeah.
Want to talk food? Hit the like button. New York Monty fan says, if Wiseman can stay healthy and keep his head.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though. New York Monty fan, I think you're right. He is a head case. I think his confidence has been shook.
Mm-hmm.
When he was here in the G League, he was a stud. That you can just see the talent. Like, he sweats talent. Like, that cat can play. But there's just something missing there. You're going to Detroit, and this is the Josh Jackson quotient. If he doesn't make it in Detroit, his career's over.
Right.
That's it. You're done. And what are you, 15 years old? Like, he's a guy that's either going to make or break in Detroit, or he's going to wind up in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
James Wiseman has no desire to play in the G League.
Who
no
does?
desire at all.
Who
Nobody
does?
should. But that's why I said Frank Jackson, Johnny Juzang, bring him up. I know what Doak is. Doak's got super heavy legs. I don't need to see that. Give me Johnny Juzang. Give me Frank Jackson. Give me guys who are going to suck, but we're going to know they're going to suck, and it's great. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Let's find out. Brett Burnett says, bring up G League is what the Jazz will do or should. Probably. Noah Young, you guys should do a daily tankathon to see what you guys get for top picks, especially now that the Jazz might lose more games. Yeah? I mean, we could do that. MI Monty fan, Kelly Olynyk is no Kelly from Saved by the Bell, but he'll do. Oh, Kelly Kapowski. Meow. Kelly Kapowski. Yum. By the way.
Yeah.
Super stoked. I was listening to Howard Stern driving around yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And they were talking about Mayor of Kingstown on Paramount.
Yeah.
That is an adult program.
Right.
And they were saying it gets more adult in season 2.
Program.
They do a lot more anatomy.
So
how do I put
go
this?
That way.
They do a lot more viewing of anatomy.
Please.
In season 2 of, and we're going to watch it in Tahoe. You're not, because
I know
nobody likes you, but we're going to watch it.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Season 2's out on Paramount. I'm ready. I'm here for it.
Uh-huh.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm Tyler P says Russ works with the Clips because they don't lack shooting. Truth. Kanai says I already read that one. Sorry, my bad. Christopher Leal, I usually don't get emotional when players get traded, but seeing Mike Conley go to Minnesota was tough. What was it? Why was it tough? What does that mean? What does that mean? Chance K, do you think draft picks are undervalued? I already read that one. What is going on? How am I getting these old? Bodega Wi-Fi.
Bodega.
Hey, Bodega. Oh,
Yeah.
Bodega.
Yeah.
Cam had 3 coaches in the NBA. None of them started him. What? You ain't wrong.
Bodega.
Jacob Yates says, the only thing I see with John Wall to the Jazz is the needed veteran presence. Mike will be missed. Isn't that why you have Rudy Gay? Okay, I'll stop. Brady Cook, a member of the program. Why hasn't Dam left Portland?
Who's Dam?
Yeah, because the dam, if they take the dam out of Portland, it'll flood.
Sorry, Brady. That was probably cold-blooded.
Oh,
of us.
he means Dame.
Dame. The E got dropped off.
I think Dame is wholly obsessed with playing for one team and winning a championship there. They need to sell that team.
Yeah.
Because you're just meddling.
You're not doing anything.
muddling.
You're wasting, buddy.
Yeah. Noah Young says 2017 was a good draft also. I'll take your word for it. Let's see. Severe says, can we talk food?
I don't know. Did we get to 100 yet?
97.
Oh my God. Come on, dude.
97.
3 likes and we can talk food and be done working. Come on.
We need 3.
Come on.
We need 3.
I want my likes.
We need 3.
I want it.
Let's see. Zayman. Good morning, sir. Danny has to have a plan for the summer. Do you think we trade up in the draft or trade picks for players? Trade picks for players.
Yeah. Picks for players.
You'll have your own good pick, and I think it's going to be very valuable. NY Monty fan, I do have to admit the deadline wasn't as exciting as I thought. I know that sounds wrong with KD and Kyrie moving, but maybe it's just me.
Yeah, it just was meh.
Deadline day was meh. I wanted the Jazz to trade Jordan Clarkson because that's the right thing to do. And it's a bummer that they didn't. Ken Williams, a member of the program, who never addressed my petting long steers. There is no leadership on the Jazz. I don't disagree.
Facts, bro.
I am not sure on the Wiseman deal. Detroit hasn't developed their young guys yet. Well, and Cunningham's been hurt. Teddy Wayman says, we got Rudy Gay, LOL. You know. Did we hit 100 yet? Yes!
Hey,
All right.
okay. All right.
All right. What do you guys want to talk about? What did you have for dinner last night?
Spaghetti. Pasta. Sketty.
See, you always do this, and I don't see, you say stuff like that just to piss me off.
What do you mean?
Mastacholi is not spaghetti.
Okay, you're right.
Mastacholi is not spaghetti. Okay? When you are a young, unfortunate guy like Jake, you don't deserve a microphone or headphones. Are you going to apologize? Are you going to apologize? Apologize to that man.
What am I apologizing for?
Because you called Mastacholi spaghetti.
Okay, so?
And I think you only do it to kick me in the back.
Oh, what are you talking about, man?
This is one of those things that I think you only do to piss me off.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what did I do to...
I asked you what you had for dinner last night. You said, I had spaghetti. You didn't have spaghetti.
That's fucking interesting, man.
You had Mastacholi, otherwise known as penne.
Penne in a box.
You ate it out of a box.
A box. At a bodega.
Yeah.
Oh my God, just like that. Oh.
Yeah, I had whole wheat penne. Now, I will say, for all my pasta lovers out there, Dave's sauce at the store is bomb. Dude, love the brand Dave's sauce.
You know what I'm macking a little bit? I'm macking a JCW's burger is what I'm macking. What are you laughing at?
Okay, so you changed a setting on your phone.
Yeah, I did.
So he changed on the iPhone, and I'm sure on Android you can't do. You can change it so that when you touch the screen, it won't wake the phone up. You have to do it with the side button. So my guy over here is thumbing his phone, trying to open the phone because he's not used to that setting change yet.
I butt dialed my wife at 4 a.m. last week, and I was like, that's it. I'm not doing that anymore. Giggity says, bro, also call shells and cheese mac and cheese.
Thank you.
No,
that's mac
you're
and
the one
cheese,
who
bro.
does that.
That's
it's not.
Mac and cheese,
Elbows are mac and cheese.
And you two motherfuckers need Jesus.
You do. You do. Praise Jesus Christ. Please, God. Please. Elbows are mac and cheese.
In
Shells.
God's name, image, and likeness.
Shells are not mac and cheese. Shells are shells and cheese. Elbow noodle, and this is Mrs. Monty too. Listen, I in all seriousness, my wife is solid gold. She didn't know anything about mac and cheese. Well, these are shells.
Fucking ass.
I mean, they're shells, and they've got cheese. It's mac and cheese. No, it's not.
God damn.
What's wrong with you?
Oh my God, dude.
How good is my wife? She did my laundry for me yesterday. I didn't even have to command her to do it.
Command her to Jesus Christ, dude.
I didn't even have to ask her to do it. She, like, my wife is solid gold. But that woman will eat some shells and cheese like you don't even know.
Fat.
She'll be like, let's have mac and cheese. Which one do you want? Oh, the shells and cheese are good. No, they're not. Damn it. Anyway.
What are food pet peeves? Like, that's a pet peeve of his, right?
Oh.
Food pet peeves. Let me hear him in the chat. Come on.
Here are my food pet peeves. Calling shells and cheese mac and cheese, giggity, yes. When you make spaghetti, if you're going to break the spaghetti, I'm punching you in the face. You do not.
Really?
Like, what? Yes, that's.
I don't break it either. I was just curious.
Listen. God.
God, are you there? God, what did I do to deserve such a dumb child?
We're going to be in a car together for like 10 hours today. I will fart you into oblivion if you do not come correct. So, when you... Dude, the pregame today was unbelievable. Second of all, when you have string spaghetti, do not break it in half. That is just a sacrilege. You cannot do that.
And he will every single time.
Every time. It like hurts my heart when you do that. I'm like, my Italian aunts and uncles roll over in their graves because you break spaghetti in half.
Sketty.
You cannot do that.
Where's the Italian?
Good Lord. Food is always better when somebody else makes it.
That's right. That's right.
You know. No, Merc Life, you don't always break the pasta. Matt says, I take Mongolian barbecue and put own food you want. Mongolian barbecue is good. Yes, giggity. Don't overcook the pasta. Again.
I am not an overcooker of the pasta,
yes,
dude.
Mr. Douche Macan over here. The other day
Douche
and I should say I made penne and turkey the other day.
Right.
In red sauce.
Right.
And it was.
I'm for real.
And homie's like, no, you just let that boil up. Boil up. Dude.
Because Buddy comes over here. I fill the pot with water. I bring it onto the stove.
Oh, yeah.
The flame,
Hey, here's another one.
Salt the water.
No, you didn't.
You're like,
no, you didn't.
Like, how do you salt the water and you can't see the salt at the bottom of the pot?
I'm like, hey, did you put salt in the water? Yeah. And I'm like looking in there. I'm like, hey, dude. I mean, either this salt is small like your penis or it's just not here.
Like, for instance.
What am I supposed to... Do you guys see what I have to work with here?
So, anyway, I go over to the pot and I asked him, hey, did you salt the water? Because there's no salt. Yeah, there's no salt in the water, dude. He's like, I did. Yeah, I did. I'm like, there's no salt.
You're the guy that when you can't cook food with other people.
No, because you're a terrible cook.
You got to do it on your own.
You have to salt. If you're going to make pasta you don't put
I did. You just wanted to put 5 pounds of salt in the water.
Hey.
That's what you wanted to do.
Hey.
Till one of us passes the fuck out.
You do not boil water for pasta without putting salt in it.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You got to put salt in the pot. And not like, oh, here's one little grain of sand, like time in the hourglass. These are the salts of our ass.
Wow.
You got to salt the water or the pasta doesn't taste as good. You have to do that.
I am your father.
Man. Brock Willie, good morning. My guys, go to Smith's and get gluten-free chickpea pasta. It's super high in protein and fiber and delicious. I would try it. Thank you. That sound is going to haunt me. But, dude, the pregame today, holy cow.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, Whoa. Jeff Johnson says overcooked chicken or red meat equals terrible. Dude.
Totally. But see, that's why you smoke chicken and steak.
I understand that you guys are not like I'm cultured. I understand you guys are not on my level. Okay, I understand. Let me talk. Let me talk down to you. Look, I understand medium. We don't do well. I'm not paying.
Pink is a really nice color.
I'm not paying for $100 steak and getting it well. I'm not doing that. People who cook steak can't do it. Tanner says Karen.
Okay.
Does that spell karate?
Yeah, who's
Is
Karen?
that karate?
Oh, karate, right.
Yeah. James Knight, failing to salt the pasta is like drinking warm 4X gold.
Who the hell does that? See, the conversation isn't that I didn't salt the water. The conversation is you watched me salt the water, then you came in 2 minutes later and were like, hey, you didn't salt the water.
Look, fart denier.
Dude.
You and I both know.
Dude.
Listen, you either do it right or you don't do it at all.
I know. Right being the way that you want to do it, right being the way that you would do it, not right being the right way.
Right. The way that I do it.
Right.
Because that's the right way. The only way. Let's see. Roger Sales. Pasta and all the sauce and meat in a steamer. Who does? No.
No, you don't. Dude, I'm sorry, man. You don't steam pasta.
Teddy Wayman. It's going to be it's got to be pink, man. Exactly right.
I know. Dude, I'm with you. Pink's a great color.
Geoff says medium rare steak and juicy chicken all day.
That's right. That's right.
Tanner says, let Jake cook.
Yeah.
The problem, and you're a good cook. He's actually a really good cook. You just leave the kitchen.
Is what it is.
It's like a nuke went off in there.
Because I didn't learn to cook in a kitchen where I had to clean it up. Someone else did that, bro.
So,
Someone else did that.
It's okay to put the pasta sauce on the pasta instead of the counter or the microwave and the floor. You know that, right?
Nope.
And the other thing that drives me nuts is jerk face over here. He'll make eggs. He's a really good breakfast chef. I mean, and I'm not kidding. Yeah. Really good. He'll leave the egg pan on the stove, and then you'll walk in there like 2 hours later after we've beat some bros up on hockey or something. And it's like it's crusted over, and I mean, you can see like Jesus eyes in there. It's so bad, right? And it's like, dude, how hard is it just to put the eggs on a plate, walk over to the sink, and wash that pan out real quick?
Because what nobody talks about is when the
wash it out real quick,
when
man.
the egg is on the pan and the pan is still hot, and you take a brush and you try to clean the pan, the egg gets all over the brush. So if you leave the pan there, you let the egg dry, it flakes right off.
Now, guys, let's get crazy. You could actually wash the brush afterwards, lazy ass.
Okay.
He hates...
Do you realize that you never hear out anyone's logic?
Never.
You never hear my logic out.
Well,
even though I've cooked for like a long time.
I understand you believe it's easier to clean the pan. My whole thing is the pan's hot, the water's hot, the egg will come right off.
No,
wash
it won't.
the pan real. Yes, it does.
Won't.
Yes, it does. Put the pan on the stove and go enjoy your breakfast, man. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jeremy Bolton says, "Rare is the only way to eat steak." Teddy knows. Yes, he does. Ken's like, LOL. Who's Karen? Gee, who do you think it is, Jake? He's calling you a Karen right now.
You are fake.
Wow. Merc Life says, hold up, let high. Okay. Let him cook, Merc Life says. I let him cook all the time.
Yeah, he just gets pissed about how I like to wash my pans. We're not even talking about the caliber of the food. We're not even talking about how the food tastes. We're talking about cleanup.
Food pet peeves. People who make the kitchen messy and don't want to clean it up.
It's not a don't want to. It's I want to do it the way I want to do it.
It's not that I don't want to. I just don't do it. I mean, in my place, the kitchen's never clean.
Oh.
I have a cleaning lady. She shows up once a month. That's when my dishes get done.
Yeah.
Paper plates, bitches.
Hey. Hey.
Do you have paper plates?
I don't. No.
You don't? Okay. Gabriel, I never salted the pasta. Oh, my God.
You have to, dude. You have to.
Oh, my God.
Now, another discussion in the pasta world, though,
oh my God,
is putting oil in the water. A lot of people will put oil in the water, and that's not something you need to do. That's just not.
Nah, bro. Gabriel says the sauce can really carry if you don't have good sides with the meal.
Yeah, and if you want to be a lazy ass, you can heat them. You can cook the whatever meat you're using, beef, turkey, chicken, whatever. Ground up. You can make the chicken and then pour all the sauce in that same pot. I'm not a fan of that. I like my sauce to be in its own pot.
I like the pasta in one pot. I love like a good Italian meatball. Make the Italian meatballs in a pot of sauce. Then take the pasta. Make sure, by the way, you also rinse your pasta. Makes a difference. Rinse your hot pasta in hot water. Put it in a bowl. Put the sauce on there. Put the meatballs on there. Put the Parmesan on there.
Yeah.
Jake made amazing garlic bread the other day. You know. Yeah. Roger Sale says, my Italian friends say when the water boils, then add lots of salt. That's one way you can do it. I just have vivid memories of my old Italian aunt making like these, her pasta. She made this homemade fettuccine noodle.
Where's the Italian?
Oh, man. One of my Italian aunts used to make her own. It wasn't fettuccine sauce, but it was like a garlic butter.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. And you walk, like you would walk into my Auntie Gilda's house and it just smelled like Italians having sex. It's like garlic and cheese.
I want it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And my mom was. So we go over to my Uncle Danny's house a lot of weekends for dinner. And my mother would make like frozen lasagna and be like, oh, yeah, I made this handmade at home. It's amazing. And we'd always get to, don't you tell me. This is amazing. I made it at home. It's like, no, you didn't.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
No, Jimmy Stofers made that at his house.
Yeah.
There's my love of manicotti, just tubes of amazing. I grew up in a good Italian kitchen, but that's why I'm fat. James Knight says, I only eat one thing pink and it ain't steak, bro. Well, dude, you got to cook your pork thoroughly. You cannot eat pork pink.
Eating salmon is...
Dude.
Yeah, come on.
That's what you're referring to,
right?
San Diego State says, I'm coming out steak. It's got to be pink. Let's go. Yeah. Tanner says, Jake doesn't clean up after he cooks. No, he does not. He does not. Jeremy Bolton says, guys, hey, guys. If you could put ranch on any cut of steak with any Jazz player from the 88 roster, who would it be? Okay. Ken Williams says, chickpeas are bad for your heart. This is why you don't feed your dogs grain-free food. Okay. Matt Ritson, do steak over air fryer, cook halfway, flip over the rest of the way. Man, I'm telling you, your air fryers are not getting proper use. My wife, and I knew it. I didn't know it. Our oven has an air fryer in it.
Yeah.
I didn't know it,
you
but
guys are
I knew
appliance elitists for sure.
We are. We're amazing. We are amazing. Ryan P., good morning to you. Ryan says, you have got to cook and clean routine plan of attack. You do have to have a cook and clean routine.
Yeah, I mean,
bring those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
You're not wrong, bro.
Pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Yeah, dude,
I'm a big believer that when you cook, I also am a big believer in letting your food rest. I don't think you should, when you cook, again, penne or mastacholi.
So pasta.
Boil it. No.
Oh, sure. Of course I understand why people are upset.
Close your eyes for 2 seconds.
I started having second thoughts.
When you make penne pasta or mastacholi, rinse it. Put it in a strainer and rinse it with hot water.
A colander?
No, that's for vegetables, Dick. This is what I deal with. This guy will use a steam, one of those steamers that you put inside, like a Dutch oven or whatever you want to call it. He'll use a steamer to drain pasta. Well, I don't understand why it didn't get drained, Pops. Well, it's food. You're fat. Eat it. Don't complain.
Fat!
When you make penne, put it in a strainer, rinse it with hot water, and let it sit there for 3 minutes.
Please!
And while it's sitting there, clean your pot. And then make your meal. Put the pasta in a bowl. I'm a big believer. You eat pasta out of a bowl. Put the pasta in a bowl. Put your sauce on there. If you're doing meat, put your meat on top. Little Parmigiano. Clean your pans. Then go enjoy your meal. While you're doing that, your offspring, your seed of life will cut your garlic bread that he made that was amazing. You're good to go. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. Mike Maples, Mapes, what's up? Pet peeve, spending the time prepping and cooking a big dinner, and then I'm expected to clean it up. Got to share the responsibilities I'll take the cooking side every time.
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. Yep.
Can you do something for me?
That's all you're going to say.
That's it.
Jerk.
Go play intramurals, brother.
Seriously. Eric and Raleigh, we're talking about cleanup. Not the food. Not the food we love. Cleanup.
We're talking about dishes. Not cooking. Not the end product, but dishes.
That's right. Chance K says, pasta, I just drink whiskey.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay,
My guy.
okay.
Put a little hair on the chest. San Diego State says this is an old All in the Family scene where who and Mike are both putting on their shoes. Archie one at a time. Mike both on, then tied each one. Oh, the argument about the logic. That's not, you put on the shoe and then you tie it. You put on the other shoe and then you tie it. Guy gets in the car this morning. We're going on a trip. I'm like, hey, what shoes you bringing? Just the ones on my feet. Who the are you?
Because
who are you?
We don't have a 3-row SUV. We got to bring all of our equipment. We got to bring snowboards. Dude, we don't have infinite space.
By the way, most of this is just ball busting. This isn't.
Space is a real challenge that we're gonna have to overcome today.
All right, let's talk cut a steak. That's why I'm getting a ribeye for dinner. Okay, are you a ribeye or a strip? I'm a ribeye.
No, you're
not. And a strip. I like them both.
You're a strip guy. You're a strip guy. Don't.
Yeah, that whole colon blow thing at Mastros.
Yeah, but that was Wagyu. That's not regular. You've had regular and you were fine.
I'm a huge strip guy, but I'm also the ribeye just has a little bit too much fat, but that makes it tasty and juicy. And,
yes.
I mean.
Yeah, I know.
James Knight says, and that is why JB is the mayor. What did I miss from the mayor? I don't know. Let's see. Mike Maple says San Diego State got to testify.
Yeah.
Okay. Preach, Mike Maples. Gabriel says, when I need a quick laugh, you guys always deliver. You're welcome. Ken Williams says, poor Jake, LOL. Maple says, Eric and Raleigh, perfect Al reference. Eric and Raleigh, time to buy a Monty van for road trips. Man, I would love a Sprinter.
Give me an X5,
van.
bro.
Love it. All right, before we leave, our last food topic will be, what's the best pizza? Teddy says, dude, ribeye all the way. Strips are all right. I'm a pizza guy.
Uh-huh.
As you can tell, I'm a pizza guy.
Right.
I am much more of a make-it-at-home guy. I can no longer do, Domino's pizza at the Wings. No. I can't do Costco pizza anymore. See, and here's the problem with Papa Murphy's. Papa Murphy's has kind of ruined me on all the other pizza.
Yeah.
So I now am a guy that is like, I'd just rather go order it from Papa Murphy's, pick it up and make it myself. Because I can control the cheese on the pizza.
Right.
What makes a good pizza? I'm telling you, it's the crust. That's it. There's your answer.
No.
Crust makes a good pizza.
It's proportions. It's proportions. So yeah, if you start with a great crust, that's like the foundation of the house. But if you over sauce it, it's not going to be good because it's going to get soggy.
Mm-hmm.
So like you got to have a good proportion of sauce. The cheese really is the end all be all because any savvy pizza maker, like you go to any pizza place, around your house, any good pizza maker understands, you obviously go sauce, then you go light layer of cheese on top of the sauce, then toppings, then cheese again on top. You gotta basically cover or encapsulate the toppings inside the cheese. Then you will have a really good pie.
Sounds so good.
Now, all my triangle eaters can get the hell out of here right now because this is a square pizza channel.
Yeah, can we please not do triangle? Like, don't
Cutting
don't ruin my
squares,
day,
dude.
Don't ruin my day. Do not come up in this piece and ruin my day. Jeff Johnson says, went on a mission to Argentina where they eat all the fat on the meat. Now I'll eat the fattiest steak you got. I love it. It's where all the flavor is stored.
Yes,
it is. San Diego State. I like ribeye and New York strip equally well. Mrs. Aztec loves my New York strip better, though. My wife loves my New York strip, too, and she's a vegetarian. Eric and Raleigh says, see what he did there. Costco food challenge, hot dog with a bun surrounded by chicken wrapped in 2 slices of pizza. Good
Jesus,
God.
dude. You trying to kill me?
I mean, do you have a will in place? Are you serious? My God. That's craziness.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
Okay.
a couple more and then we'll leave. Jeremy Severe, Papa Murphy's will be pizza for Super Bowl party I'm going to on Sunday.
Okay, you got
yes.
pictures or it didn't happen, bro.
Yeah, pictures or it didn't
You're a
happen.
member, bro. I need pictures in the chat, dude.
Yeah. By the way, what are you guys eating for Super Bowl?
Yeah.
But how about the? Oh, how could I leave without? Okay, let me sit up straight for this. So my wife is better than your wife. My wife is taking us to an exclusive meal Super Bowl experience.
Well,
$150 a head. And it's liquor, food, appetizers, you name it, you're into it.
Damn.
You get your own table to watch the game at.
Really?
Yeah. Let's go.
Please.
Let's go.
Okay.
They're serving
Where
everything
is it?
from,
Is
it's
this
in
like-
Tahoe. In Tahoe. We're going to be in Tahoe. Where is
yeah,
it?
I know
Hey,
it's
bro. Hey, bro. Is this in Kansas City? Or
This is fucking America.
Yeah, I know it's in Tahoe, genius.
what an idiot. It's at, I believe it's at, I don't know where it is. I'm not sure. But the point, I think it's at the Hard Rock. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But they're serving things like Philly cheesesteaks. They're like all kinds of food, dude. Kansas City barbecue, because it's Kansas City and Philadelphia. And we all know Kansas City is going to win.
Yeah.
I
you're
predicted-
confirming what I said. I said Kansas City would win.
Good show. Salt your pasta water, Jake.
Jesus, dude. Yeah, Greg, maybe you can get me into one of those, what do they call them? Institutions of higher learning so they can teach me how to salt my water the right way.
Greg, I needed that.
I want you to listen to me.
He gave us $5 to tell you to salt your pasta water.
The difference is I did salt the water. That's the thing. This guy rolls up and he's like, I can't see the salt. Where's the salt?
Oh my God, that's amazing. Ken Williams says, "Holy crap, $150." Hell yeah. We'll put it in the chat. You know that. I'm just telling. Oh, Teddy Wayman. Where did Teddy's comment go? Comment dumb. 7-layer dip in Papa Murphy's for Super Bowl Sunday with a
Dude.
side of whiskey. My God.
Pictures, bro. Share it. I want to see it.
Jameson cask. Oh, yes. Wings, trash can nachos, and Lil Smokies. Dude,
Lil
Smokies. Do you know what a Lil Smoky is?
No.
Don't you get a royalty on that? They're modeled after your thing.
Oh, what are you talking about, man?
They're the little weenies.
Yeah, you would know.
You would know.
Can you measure it?
I'm serious.
Okay.
I'm serious.
Okay, let me Google
Little Smokies.
Lil
Smokies. Absolutely.
Oh, those. Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's smash those, dude. Come
Yeah,
on,
those
let's
are
go.
amazing.
Yeah, dude, those are pumped.
Those are amazing.
Yeah.
I don't die.
Till one of us passes the fuck out.
You know. Mapes is having trash can nachos. That sounds so good. Main event says wings and beer. TB at DK says wings are always the first choice. Yes. Greg Romano. I haven't watched a Super Bowl since 96 Dallas-Pittsburgh. I haven't missed anything. Well, because Dallas ain't been back. You know. Brother says, what a fantastic food topic. Exactly. Chips and salsa and tacos for me. I'm sorry. Did we wake you up?
Yes, you did. It's Friday and I'm freaking tired.
Okay. CJ Vance says, where have the cats been?
Dude,
I don't know.
I quite literally think they came into the Mav, they procreated, and then they left. Like, that's apparently what happened.
Ron Nolan says, are you guys staying in the timeshares at Zephyr Cove? We are not.
No, we're not.
We are not.
Unfortunately.
Jeremy Severe says, use your pasta water for the sauce. Oh, sorry, I threw up. San Diego State says, damn, Monty, and you don't want to put Mrs. Monty's silhouette on the sleeve of the merch? I'm saying. NY Monty fan says, my wife is Italian. I leave the pasta cooking to her, my guy.
Where's the Italian?
14-year bottle of Glenfiddich. Let's go. Greg Romano, remembering the diaper changing days. Yeah, I've wiped your butthole, right?
Bro.
San Diego State
what are we
says,
doing?
Don't know what food I'll be cooking, but it will be Mickey's to drink. I like it. Greg Romano says, or Tanner says, Greg Romano, you missed the greatest Super Bowl win.
Next comment. Next comment.
Ken Williams says, winners, LOL, little Jake.
Dude.
Winky, winky, pinky, baby.
Lil Smokies.
Lil Smokies are amazing. What's wrong with that? I am going to enjoy this meal.
Yeah.
I am going to. Mrs. Monty hooked me up for my birthday. You know we're going for my birthday because my birthday is February 19th, so next week.
Yeah.
And she got me a lesson, a guided, essentially, tour of Heavenly Mountain. And she's taking me to this amazing Super Bowl dinner. She's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. LOL, Jake Tanner says, you know it's true that Super Bowl 52 was the best Super Bowl ever. Stop it.
Don't play intramurals, brother.
Did you take your lithium today, sir? Gabriel, Sprite is always something you need. Sprite? Dude, I haven't had a soda in I don't know how long. Last comment's going to go to... We can't give the last comment to Little Jizzy, can we? Little Smokies aren't small. They're average.
Stop. Dude, stop.
What size shoe do you wear?
13.
No, you don't. You wear a 12.
I wear a 13 or a 12. Depends on the day.
I always wear a 15, yo. Always wear a 15. Let's go. NY Monty fan gets the last comment. So much ribbing of Jake today. You know we love you. True friends make fun of each other.
Right.
That's it. Play the music.
Right.
That's the last comment. You guys, in all seriousness, we love you. Thank you for being here. It's been a fun week. We kicked ass. You kicked ass.
Yeah.
I think we should do it again next week.
Here's to 12,000 subs in 2 weeks.
Let's go. Hit the subscribe button. Give us a like. We will be in Tahoe on Monday and Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
We will probably be live around 3 o'clock Mountain. Maybe. Something like that. 4. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't want to get DMs. Oh, you guys not doing the show today? We're doing the show. It's just in the afternoon.
Wednesday will be off. Thursday and Friday right back here in the crib. Have a fabulous weekend. Go Eagles. Until Monday. Say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.